that prevent good decisions from being implemented. Give him the wisdom from above. Father, we are looking up to you because only you can help us. And now we thank you for those in authority, in every sphere, in every department, in every area. Grant them wisdom and deliver our nation from wicked people in authority. Deliver us from evil men who will sit in places of authority and do evil things. Deliver us from vampires who will drink the blood of the nation and leave nothing behind. Bless our nation with good leaders. And for those that are there now, we thank you that you are helping them, that your grace and your wisdom is given to them to lead us forward into a good and a better situation. We give you thanks for your great wisdom that is now released into this nation. In Jesus' name, amen.
Ghana, Montie, na mansanya so adawro kofiaman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo need 100.9 FM.
Yo, yamo akwa be de beni tando point na mo fanche na yenya serious technical challenge. Samo medin de Mark Jerry side to me the friend kana montie. E won dey tando point na me kan kopem say ye no do e be ba pay mo. Ye ba betena sene adwedwe ye ho. Ye betwa e sabako do ekoso mo ye my Ghana mo. Oh my God, ade akoma so yi na e je say ye dwedwe na e ye 24th. E dey be another thing 23rd. And now 23rd of February the year 2026. Yami ado na 24th year ochena. Yatena say semben ene di ehim. Ensemakodo a akoso. Say ye bisa say Burkina Faso for woman na ekofa entozu ho. Ede ba ye mayimo no. Womane aben kutawudi akwakodi sen. A find a kwakodu and no more a cosin. They say woman assurance be said one back now because there has been a travel advisory anybody and they just say yin and say yeah ye so that's here now your boy and hope I never be to me coso. But apart from that, at the end of the year, say, Kobasa, ye nya eye Burkina and Tosuna. What do we do? I got quite a semblable. Etiano pay your becker says, so far, engagements are also, say, your national security, say, yeah, police. Aden kwa ye kan national security architecture na police military ni nyina ka ho bi. Eti ye bisa se so far how far? Anope ye baby sem. Ye dia seda be evangelist King David. Ye dia seda dia ma arise and shine. Ye team ni nyina one more dia arise and shine bre yen. And obishia ye mojeja ne Dr. Fashion akasa ne ba ono na ye me official fashion designer me Dr. Fashion no me am Dr. Fashion and ono na de ye mojeja ono na pamfo wo mo de bre ye Dr. Fashion is all hwe de kira kwan a owo ye dome peletu and wudru ya bom junction obehu Dr. Fashion ono so de mojeja de bre ye and yesu ye bre ni esema wo do bebre ni ye ba bedi ho komo na no pay with 100.9 ye wa be for teta o man so ho and na ye wo eye de obon crowd amunsem solid interviews Yo, solid interview said the bro, as usual said the yen da no. Why do you chiranam say Jumedi you are part of it? What about for 0201162746 0201162746 kwadane say bia ma midterm so when you say aban suku nyina wo be come midterm so enti bia ma midterms won be bie nyame adomo chena enti won ma midterms ne de o mo relax mo relax na bom say wo free fia ja o mo yie aduane bi na de beja na de eja men toto nkoda na jeje mo sa wo hwa na de ne be kwa adwuma na ebe yi a enkuma na wo mo nketo ano for mu di wachi men jeja o mo wan hwe be free adwuma be ba na asamfo phrase we chire wo mo so be ko school no mo ya netem ebi be ko midterms no nyame ya adom a ebi be ko midterms no Wednesday eti ya netem na sorry Jerry woman be ko school no jare woman woman duane no keeping the warm and then Monday man won yefe akwara de do Mondays is ana man won yefe o ne mpaboa ne bag ne bibia no atwetwe ho kama the socks no no abiebie no awa change no wasesa na man why ko school so man go do school mo on time ya ne tem na hyehyɛ bibia e da tweda po yakopon ase se wabo ye ho ban na ne ye ne ma nyina ode adom yen na ya ye nhyira mede de Mark Jerry OSEI AGYEMAN Juma dear friend Ghana Montie will need 100.9 Amasacha me kwabena mafu ne aya kosu asapon omo de babeju omo adwana de obon krata mu nsam no omo yemu adwuma man na sabiri de ma me fa sera fa ma peacefmonline.com citynewsroom.com myjoyline.com check out ghana.com star fmgh classfmonline.com any other relevant news portals. Woman the boy above for the town man so yede sama hodo yede bro we need 100.9 oko Facebook live by yedem oko YouTube channel na live and so yedem. All right, yanko enemy atwa semakodo ayedi ahima wo abefo entertain home and so Gamancha discharged from UGMC following Oti region accident. Some the Gamancha Kentucky Tieku through the second have been officially discharged from the University of Ghana Medical Center following a harrowing road accident earlier this week. In fact, yanti asem de na what you mono. And they say a Gamancha. Yenyane TSA Oti region could you maybe or Obando Benya Quensia. Now, which I said, and the car na yane to say Yamepa no di yan wafufi. Yankopon any di yan wafufi. Sabra Yeka say one more to University of Ghana Business School. Nenson, one more discharge no. Yame any dana say. Religious Affairs Minister urges Christians to embrace charity and humility as Lent begins. Now Lent will you be there? O say ye press before Christ, ye Lent. Ebra ye disi one ye de akonche. Ye bedi Easter, Roman for near the year Christopher ye kasa so Ramadan so koso ye ni anum kremo for one mo ye o ma konche no. It's Lent yimu a ye way. And the Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, has issued a call to the Christian community to use the season of Lent as a catalyst for national renewal and social justice. Into Lent. Bra, ye nyina ye de ya kontine. Ye de si ho, ye Christopher na mo. Ma hoden no, aduane no, ye de mo kra no. Na no, na soafo a ohwe Christosum ahini ene yam potam amamu so no. Odi atudwa. Se ye nyina ye fa ho brasiem. Odo ene ntiase na akonchi na ye emoa Nemo mining to mean conquer. High cost risks hindering of great electrification. Energy Minister. The minister, so financing remains a major obstacle to scaling up microgrids and mini grids in Ghana's quest for universal electricity access. Minister of Energy and Green Transition, John Abdullahi Jinapo, has said this. Mepacho, enyinamkania no, na debi enyinamkania de so maka enye ne yetuetu SK. It is also high cost in the frame. Okay, Honorable John Jinapo, they are all can say. Wosha e ka ye bopa wo yenyinamkania ho no. Eno na ewo kwa na obetwe na baabi edum. Na baabi edum kakra. Ehwa na baabi edum kakra. Ekwa ese ye wo bibi e friend microgrids. Na wo microgrids no kra no ye chiri ma wo de ye de. Ye bibi e friend mini grids. Okay, mini grids no eno ye de. Ye de ne se nkane abayi fi o. Se microgrid o, se mini grid o. Ye de ne se ye wo nkane na ejira na nan so. What you say? Eno na ye hwehwe keke. Eno na ye hwehwe. Na eno na energy minister edi atudwa. Energy minister edi atudwa say in fact, a car ye bo won and said to the year to ye ka say ye from no a 4 cities 50 pesos gallon bia ye to ya obi an complaining e de no na etu ya nti wenum de anam bobo ya mane sa na ye to ya to na beka we kire e de energy minister say e kana no odin pa e kana anu odin enu nti na energy minister e de we aba betudwa ya te ase enu nti na mode to aba beto kwa ye to ya energy minister enu ti na ye tuya no say ye tuya obi anka bibia PURC for ma tutum say ye da so tim enyinam kane a PURC for dollar ba for mu nyina no ya ante say PURC for ba bete so amaye say mu tum bia mo say na dollar yi and exchange rate enso dollar yi ba for mu ya ye nyina ya tena mu ya ante say mo tete so eso say ye tuya and also abai the cross and the tour cross ba beto eye from go so. And then you say you're complaining, we are paying. Into high cost na more Canada. And written a year to ye say and country. Yet then they say you been in am Kania with you. Into Yura Abdullahi Jinapo. Aha, and no din say we are dear tuja. Yate momo juma because I'm Kania dear. Some moment who ba sama Ghana for kikam back kikam hopano. And ye asem papa because nana ka ye hwe animu se dollar ba from na ka nyinam kanea eso beti amayen but eso ante da intumu nko a intumu ena se kwa no bi ka kira se ye IMF ntina aban no esori oto enyinam kanea mu bia enya nokre se se na amom ye nyai ka enya nokre because IMF no yen na ye tworo yen na ye de books e koma am se IMF enei dia sadia no ameko yi ye nyina mankane ane sei na ebeye sa wo fa agreement ne kra no mu a agreement no eka eya adjustment no say ye wo upwards and ye wo downwards it is a wa wo hwa na bia wo exchange rate agina na nan so na wo fo say inflation aba from nasa wo se wanyina mkane akura wuntumu a IMF anya wotwe eto bi ka to say IMF ne de akɔhye mu tie kyenkyene na say yetuma enye nokore someone say yemu bi de yebeka nokore na de akyerem plain yebeka nokore pepepepepepepepepepepepepe enye nokore because enkrata na ntesa amumi enyai sa ya manyo sem ne ya na no mani bu ya ka nokore vantre yehu so ya ka nokore vantre yehu enye he ya na meti America as Bank of Ghana bom see gold reserves no a devalue echo 18 billion amanfo say amanfo akoton gold na diska na me say enye nokore enye sa na eti gold no bo no ba form a automatically no reserve na 1 ton no a devalue aya momienka ane nuama bi yawo say yamanyo say to de bi antron ketenkete bi na ye didi na ye di two futro di Ghana fo ani ye mu bi de say nuama no ye ya beka emu nokore na de ama Ghana fo no no mate ase so ade ase no mate ase okay yanko anyway Isaac Buama 24-hour economy is a rebranded 1D1F Efia member and we look at one more Efia member of parliament Isaac Buama has described the government's 24-hour economy program as a rebranded version of the Eswal Ekufuado government's one district, one factory. Rasha Bedwania or Efia. Some aboni in Vanderport Maboni. Your friend on Rabbi the Buama also 24-hour economy there. A year 1D1F na wama Daniel Neo. 1D1F. Oh, na no kind of time no yadu. I don't yadan is 1D1F when they say no ni baby. 1D1F na there. Enyuma na na ban so obetwa ne ankrankra obetwa na je se o mabiebi. And a 24-hour economy ni there. Enyuma ne be run saa. Enti ono na dwen no anope minya na mabisa no. Say di enti ne manika sa enti honorable member of parliament or Efia ono de sense bi atudwa. Yanko anyway. Move beyond rhetoric, create jobs, Afenyomakin tells government. The minority leader, Alexander Afenyomakin, has urged the Mahama administration to move beyond what he described as slogans and rhetoric and focus on tangible job creation and national development. Okay. Honorable Afenyomakin, a minority leader, no culture abai say abai mo kasadodo. Mu create jobs na mu create Bruni Beka say jobs. Say mu create jobs na mu create na mu nya kasa tenten no. Honorable Afenyomakin e kan say yo. Ganata SHS Beza arrested over alleged food supply diversion. The Beza of Ganata Senior High School, Lamisi Sarah, Oba Hema Lamisi Sarah, has been arrested over the alleged diversion of food supplies meant for students. Iti Yamame Lamisi Sarah, or your Beza Ganata Senior High. Enuane ese de man kwada adivert no nti anu so emu asem eniye okay esema uti enyina betumi de wadwe nche na fa 0201162746 0201162746 amasacha me kwabna mafu agi na dwa akoso asapo ba beka no ye boja na gu de obonkra ta mu nsem na ye de ebrewo no kwami mache na as I when you be one will start be at my I fidie ni be person mo style be
enyam fidie no nipa ayetimu no man fidie na aye adwuma et say ye nipa ye man fidie ni ye adwuma that's all yeah nipa na egumo no eno ano no a eti ejare wabe na ma twen so beba kobi ya kwa anim
abusanfo we dia ketua bi na ye nkomra telegraphic yanim ha Watasa buying a bande land transit ye cooking oil. A year wire noa. Womo at the far and cough. A mine swade batit through the air borders no. Ye barber say na nina ya bane. Aside that to crampoya near ye biwaha. And then tin ye crabby fiabruchiri neighbor. Yaseke one graphic business, a Stanbic Bank breakfast meeting. A radiant mortinan hebaswo. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, one worker say, was expanded the plant commissioning a B plus B5 plus pioneers 24-hour economy and successful frokra ya aben adeba. The Ghanaian publisher nimha Ghana link ena yasi womo aba bontia womo abe clear and from womo trese tracks bi ayira na sa tracks ya ayira no womo trese ye Ghana link fo na ye nhwe han ema sa asem we ba ye na Tariff fo so we be ye nhwesemu Ghana link so we bie ne pono de ato MPP at the internal elections akwa obefa so obeto no wode ababa tudwa kokwa akuyafo yase sabredi omu wa ahotire mu pa Catholic Bishop Conference fo no omu ka asem ononyamfo kojo ponkroma ena wokeka bi adetire aban se 24-hour economy no onhu ade aban pese wode ye afi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and wakwa commission B5 plus T plant here omu so ba be ye adwuma. The Ghanaian point the Democrat and anymore. What the Ghana and Burkina Faso agreement ya sign here. Ya bano security disaster management wa ya border so ya ba be semokina. Afe scraps ya omu edi free hand mo konkofo aman so. Ya ba be se near the nsakra ya kakra bem. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and worker saying afanyama ken katra aban se kasatenti and toponko on create jobs in Ghana mebuni nyebinye. Ya say high cost wo. Ema Diana Majari Kanwa, Minister of Energy. John Abdullah Jinapo. Yakoba yabeke kaya june de atreno. Afe honorable kwabena minta kanno. En walk atre a doctor for one say ye pursue to baby odi yakọ. Si ye pursue na so wan kwa ye be yi udi efra ketua umeme san say pese obeye adwuma no. Daily Democrat yenim ha Maslock and a prison service yakabum abobo ya fem. Serene Insurance CEO and a Obak Marine Enforcement Drive. Ebusiebeko Peace 104.3 FM so and I that was a brand new day. Mark Tariff was such imagine konwe yebesaba entebia.
Abo no sia Peace 104.3 FM Sonia de Shemaima yemamu nyina ache ensema hodo ayabo no omaimo ene amahodo so ena anopeye sinkonwa edebesom kase eboyi etwa ne ho de afa hello 101.5 ye wadum elkumase ye bepie mu nkran ha say ya okay 101.7 needs 100.9 ye nyina ye worship house Abeka Junction Ghana ha ene amanoni radio stations ahodo pi enum nyina ka bom efa kase eboyi ato apiti wiase ama de chef biankoma enya bi eti anopeye ensem ede som no ya edimu akoten ebene
Apomden so for kasafa Dr. Foydo omukonkrase omonkon ho sese de wankwa ye be yudin efraban aketuan krata so
sanso ena omeyi ne duafie womo ede krata free womo headquarters ababe tudwa efa sika hodo bi e wosaban etimitua emomo efa ba bia womo tie ene womo akoba die ho nsam nyina
na aban hwehweye 24-hour economy no Dr. George Donfe akasa afa ho
sanso ena dom kuma wo mrahye bedwafie won ba no dani ede adesadia to NDC aban no anim ese campaign bre no atwam won hwese wode niam begu akwa mu na wo mo atu abarane na mo se beye beboa magana fo ho adwo wo mo
Ukraine mino kai enfie nan ni Russia to hye won so no mampani de no woka ose asase aban won tijai
abusia we ene sankan hodo agodie mu nsem title ena no pay abobo ni nyina no asinkonwa ede besom akenkan for ya wote yenka kasebemu eyeme maame biama kwafo mene
nana ya konedu ne de kasebo no aseda ma Lawson Herbal Center no pe wo se enka nchro manfo nyina se wodwen wo hunti wo de Lawson Herbal Mixture ba ebra oposo honam yaw malaria typhoid ana kokko bi gigi wonum wonya ne dro ne benum ebeboa na emu mapemfo ene mofra wo ne mfie du mienu enka ho obatan a obatua no fo ano so wonka ho wo pharmacy ene chemical stores mu 0248 619 999 0248 619 999 and 0242 133 577 0242 133 577 JA Bind stain removal and new by 20 disinfectant ababa ya jenkwama ye wo fie efiemum ahonidie die ehia ebompo mapomden paba na se fi wo fie ho wo sink no mfam ho walls na ho tiles ne so babia so the bind stain remover esi ho no mo enkakra eyi fi ni nyina ma hote nwan you say yes obansa e wo fie yi mu etima bind stain remover e mo chidom bind 20 disinfectant no emo no ayemfa ye ni hunu enweboa no de obehu de wonhunu ni nyina se bind 20 disinfectant wo mu a obetimi ayi wo mo ten bonso fie ho no kama aboa bia majejewo e was store say twa ye ho hia etufo be fresh 020 814 2913 020 814 2913 and 0541 1880 96. Yeah, what this way chocolate drink cocoa so fa so kan ade achio obatampa ono mano de mu hia ka ho an eni suhie enwumada roma ena kasebui eba afei emunsem no eni Omeyi ne duafie eko ahodo na se adwumako no womo e de kratsa free womo abankese mu ababetudwa efasika bia e wosaban etua e de ema ne duafo no ne ya efa baabia womo te womatena ye rent ho sensem enye no nko a womo e transportation ho ensem sika bia wosaban etwato no mo a wode ema womo no asesika no akam enti wosaban etua sesika e de ema womo na acha dododo ama ne duafo no womo shase kasa hu ewo mu ne no na wo mpanyimfo a wabankasie mu de krata yi aba wo mu ejina so de adesede ato wo mu anim se wo mu nya komatoye mu wo mu nkoso anya otwen hu mesanse mpanyimfo ne aban mu mpanyimfo asinkonwa wo mu gusu gidigidi a wo mu kasa ensemi ho asem na wo mu kyerese allowance wose de mu wo mu na wo mu de bitua wo mu adanka allowance de mu de wo mu na wo mu de bitua wo mu ahyenka ho nsensem nyina no yade se de second ekosi fourth quarters no 2025 yade a akam ya etimi ema ye edikwanchefo panyo ne da enuduafie ano de atudwa chem se woni mpanyufo asi hu konwa pa ya kyese ene enkrata wo matwere nya enkrata ketwa eno danche susukura no a enimu ni enimu ehyiamu ahodo a woni mpanyufo yese ne be ya sansemi wo betimi aka no mapanye ne duagubre na sika wom bi a wasaban etua edema ne duafo no waban etimi etua no kyerese fribra wom ehya ase ne mpanyufo si nkonwa ebo ho enkomo no niema deda na kwan mu a wo kyerese daachi bia eni akiri kura sika nyina wom betua ede ama won na wom efa kwan so ede ato ne duafo nyina ye wom a ehwe ne duafie eso enim se wom nye koso nya nkomatoya mom nkoso nya otwen hom na wom fansi ne anem enko wom dwumadie nyina ho enhwe mo se enwuma potiade ahye wom sa no wom be momani eku no maye akosiase na enhyehyɛ yegu akwan mu a wom sika wom nyina no wobetua ede ama na wom kyerese sa akrata yi a wom ede abai no wom enim pefe se empanyufo mu tuatua asoya hodoa no woniduafie ho no no wom behwe na wom agyemu ama obia wosefata se ne nsa eka bie no ne nsa etimi aka na wo hye wom ese obia nhwe ese wobema obibia ya wo ye officer bia ehun nsem won krata yi emu na wo matu so anamon ne won be kan fa ho so no ma wo mo ensi mpanyufo aso ewo ho wo mo hwese won bebo akire na won be ho ama ne bo ababetu mpanyufo ni ti won be kan se wo mo hyebo so won mpanyufo edi nkita ho a enche kra saa ketua na sesika ewo so de mo mo di twetwa wo mo ho aka hodo bia enya ketua poten ankasa no wo mo sa etimi aka enti ye ma me patience bafo Bonnie Esquire ya won na director general Eda Ghana prisons ano ono ena ne secretary ase apomde sofo nmunyamfo kwabna minta kando dia to jasem efri bosumi ya wie ye ekro no obibia wudi dokota na wawie ntetienti yede wakwa akoto baabi se kokoye adwuma na ase honom ye akurase eho kwan wa eho asetremu akade ni honti wo nkonom wo ya akono ene na wa ma ho kwan se yenyi udin efri aban akatua ekrata esom we senti wode kokobo emma adoctorfo ni nyina se unya akro a wasua de awie sa wo ye dokota dada sa wo ye dokota mono na yede wo kwa akurase na wo se wo de akurase de wo nko obetina kuro kasie munti wudin wo ho sa wo di dokota wo ho nanso nipadua mu no nipadua ne ni ho no wo se wo nipakro de na wo anka se wo yi hu adi e de free dokota asem no emum wo de asem we se kokotu dwa ebro okokosra University of Ghana College of Health Sciences Okolebu Teaching Hospital na kasemu no sem ya wa dokota fo bebre ya o magentiti awie ya wa dokota fo bebre ya wo mu ye hia wo mo som na so so mo nyina bo chenku e wo nkura kese mu a obi an pese obekọ akura na o se basa na mapom den ehun sankan ayeden omanfo ye wo nkurase ho no na ayeden ama omo so benya adokotafo animdifo bebo omo e wa apomden emu na omo aka bia wode akrokro ene adokotafo ya kasa wode nkasa ho ne omo ayede wo so ye biara nanso asede akurase ne de ne ko eye wo mo den anu nti ene wo ka ne sese ye do ko na nkode a ene na wudin befri aban akatua krata so.
There's a genuine concern, why not? But so far, I have not seen any genuine concern. Any part of this country is a country, so it's part of Ghana. And so we think that the people must go to wherever they are needed most. And so by the end of February, if you have not reported, we'll take your name out of the payroll. And then the vacancies left, we'll still advertise the vacancies. And we'll look at the next batch. Those who are willing and ready to go to those areas, we'll let them go and fill those capacities. So we're not going to compromise on that one at all. Unfortunately, sorry, we can't do anything about it.
Na watu asubio de chese aban ene adokotafo yi akasa egita hu bebre na akoso nanso asa apetampe ebi munti so dogo bi enu abekra etu ko mensa hu do no aya den emwa emapom den e wo femfem entimi enyina yie wasanso de ato woni ema adokotafo ntete anu anim se wo mo kire o ma de o mo fe hwe mutim sasabe oni pa bia nkwa ho hia emfa ho ne ba bi kon ya akone wonti o mmenya se hia nenka wo mo dadan kitahudie mu na mo nya opepa ne se akurase nso wo mo kokoshe omanfo a ebeyi.
Yes, so actually, those who were posted like 2 years ago obviously are working at their various places. But since I took office as a minister, we insisted that we were sending these, 700 people to the districts. And so we gave them some timelines, we gave them the opportunities. I have followed up to the regions, we have appealed to the DCs, regional directors, chiefs, ministers to be able to give them a beneficial accommodation and some allowances. Some regions, we think that you cannot be receiving salaries whilst you've not reported.
On Monyan for Kwabna Minta Akando, Apomde Swafo no yen Central Prince, Bafwa Samoa, Nahutedi Konongo Jackie Chan, ono, and a day Amanibui Ebaye.
Enfutu mrashebe dwane onukura na domkuma wo mrashebe dwafie wo oda wo mo anno osahan Alexander Fenyo Mark no de ato aban ya His Excellency John Dramani Mahama eda wo mo anno enim se wo mo modi anhwese campaign esu no wo mbe ye firi ho no na wo mate asim se wo mo be ye adwumaden de aboa se empuntuo bekoso nwuma bepie na afenso no emraso die ebe ye adwuma osahan Afenyo Mark en ede sansemi kotu dwa wo Cape Coast Yapon emu ebra Young Commons Forum Krabata ye MPP Krabata wo esuapon no emu no wokopa ho entoma na wosahan Afenyo Mark na edit wo mo enim se NDC amayuko no wo mo hyebo ese wo mo de adwuma baako ba nipa miensa na beye eti baako ba anopa na baako aba be na wia na baako nso aba na dwo ana chese ye 133 na chese na musa wo kan so obetuko ko obuo mu akompim ensia 6000 Ghana cedis bag baako bia koraa ɛna afɔ ɔbaa no wɔse wɔba no wɔso or the women's bank nso so ɛbɛba saa nneɛma akɛseɛ mmiɛnsa nyinaa ɛbɛboa abie kwan ama nnwuma adɔɔso ɛwɔ man mu no wɔntumi anya mu baako koraa ɔsahe afɛnwoma Kennedy dwakyere mu ɛsɛ aban hyehyɛeɛ biara ne na esu ade hunu biara wɔde ɛbɛba no ho akadeɛ ɛwɔ hɔ na wɔka yi a kane mampanyin John Ajekum Kufuor ɛne kane mampanyin Nana Akufo-Addo wɔn ɛhyɛ mabunu no akyi ɛboaeɛ sɛ impuntu ahodoɔ wɔn de wɔn ho ɛbɛhyɛ mu na afei nso no nhyehyɛeɛ a ɛda hɔ no mo ɛma dankwa buzia dombo wɔn tradition no wɔtu mabunu ɛfo so wɔn fo wɔn ho ɛhyɛ wɔn fo mani ɛnsiso yie paa na wɔn ɛnkenkan yie no wɔn hunu sɛnea wɔn abɔsi ankasa ɛsi ɛteɛ no wɔn ntan MPP amayoko no akyi sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a mfie mmienu ɛne aduonu ɛnwɔtwe abato no nkunim ɛbɛyɛ wɔn dia.
One job, 3 shifts, and called it 24-hour economy. It promised women banking. It promised to increase producer price of cocoa to 6,000. Today, unemployment is on the rise. Today, this government has failed to implement its own flagship initiative, the initiative of one job, 3 shifts. Today, it has rather created a bureaucracy for its so-called 24-hour economy. To our mind in the minority, this 24-hour economy is more than a slogan. It's more of a slogan than a policy. The women banking has also not seen the light of day.
Ene a woti ye domkuma wo mrahye bedwafie wo mba no Deni Alexander afenyo Mark no san ye futu mrahye bedwane wo wieye na president ya oda Young Commons Forum ano UCC chapter wono so de to mabunu no anim ni nuano mabunu enem no wotu wo mfo so wo ntwe wo ho firi katahyɛ po kankan ni dwunim krono fita wo ntwe wo ho firi wo ntwe wo ho emfiri eyimu na wo hwɛ sɛ wo ɛbɛbɔ dawuro afa enkabomu ni ɔdɔ ɛho wo kyerɛ mo ɛsɛ sɛ kabemeke bia memu no ebetimi adintintiman ebetimi agina yi a na ɛwɔ sɛ mabunu no wo mo ebisansam wo mo bibi a kyerɛ wo madwen bia wo bie wa no no mo bisa na wo mo hwɛ sɛ mpanyimfo bebu akontapa ɛde akyerɛ wo mo enti mabunu no makwan na yɛnte wo mo ne na wa mie wa no ankasa emisa sɛ akontabuo ɛbɛyɛ adwuma pɛpɛpɛyɛ ɛbɛyɛ adwuma bɛden ɛna kabemeka bia memu a yɛhwehwɛ no yɛase betimi etim.
Democracy does not survive on silence. It survives when young people ask questions, seek truth, and stand for integrity. How then do we seek accountability? We must stay informed before speaking, meaning we must see whatever we say must be backed by data. We must ask constructive questions. We must support investigative journalism. We must engage leaders directly in a calm and responsible way.
Abusiafo ani a woti yi president ya wono da Young Commons Forum UCC chapter ano ensemi nyina yensentwe ne Emmanuel Akoli enebo no bai.
Development economists also Tradia University of Ghana Dr. George Domfedi atujase abanhye hye no a wo yes 24-hour economy nti adwuma baako enipa miensa ne betimi ananso ye betimi akosa adwuma cross on prensa no eyade e betimi abamu nanso no ebata ho no ene se nhyehyɛ na bɔse no ankasa no aban timi mɔpɔ no yie entiemu hodwohodwo a ɛno na ɛnhyɛ da ɛma ne nyina bra na nyɛ saa sɛ yɛyɛ adwuma baako na yɛkyɛmu miensa anaso adwuma korɔ no yɛbɛtimi anya na dwasuo miensa mankrɔfoɔ atimi ayɛ ne de ɛyade akebeye yim wɔde asɛmi to dwa no wɔkyerɛ na dwen 24-hour economy ho bill akwa kopie mrahye bedwamu no no se sɛ de NDCs ka no sɛ yɛba adwuma bebu so nkrɔfoɔ yɛ omunya bi nye betimi anya bi ayɛ no ɛpɔ no ankasa ɛwɔ ho no afei aban na kyerɛkyerɛ mu ne sɛdeɛ ɛho kratasɛm si kɔ no ɛmna kɔ sɛ nye bibi a yɛ ɔhyɛ saa na mmom baabi akwan da adwuma bi akwan da ho sɛ adwuma korɔ no nipa miensa betimi ayɛ we kwa no pa we kwa awia we kwa dasuo mu no ɛno ne de ɛyade a ebetimi abam ɛnyɛ adwuma bia ɛyɛ enwuma bia ɛho ɛwɔ kwan ɛne no ebetimi ayɛ adwuma ɛwɔ so.
24-hour economy, is it achievable? Make us say yes, but there are challenges. Some 24-hour economy be campaign message and NDC the etugana anymore. The movie na entia say adwuma obi aye no abaye adwuma no kono nanke ne wo ye adwuma bia saa nipa no abaye bi kriti akonya ama nipa mienu abeka no. That's what some 24-hour economy last year almost launch no. Yeah, Krata, somebody dima you said the 24-hour economy net, you know. Then chili more you know. A bit different from your name be yeah, you street is my fees and you know. 24-hour economy, we really preamble now. Omuka the person say a 24-hour economy. It doesn't mean night shift. That is a new idea. Juma and a Jonkunemum. The attention and the focus is on productivity.
Only Walker say Dr. George Donfe George OSEI and any dis uncle Moyejna so I'll make a sibwe swajabwa from Krato yeba.
Peace FM.
When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury allographs paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The Lozi acrylic paint.
Paint mu champion. When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury allographs paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The Lozi acrylic paint.
Paint mu champion.
Comes in so many flavors. Chicken flavor, jollof flavor, beef flavor, spaghetti flavor, goat flavor, ginger, onion, garlic flavor, stew flavor. Aljuda be the best you ever found.
Aljuda seasoning powder. It is a secret filabio.
Aljuda spices. Spices mumaga jiankasa.
The Amoka Freddy's Corner Home Appliances
or the Abba Freddy's Corner Home Appliances Center.
Home appliances are a ye papa bia, a biwo
Bransbane, Media, Samsung, Kaiware, TCL,
TV, air conditioner, freezers, fridges, water dispensers, and Nidia Keka home. Niaubenya good warranty dear. For Freddy's Corner Home Appliances Okokomemle.
CCTV a Boama monitor of properties, any business at anywhere in the world.
CCTV and Nidaho, a detector, clear pictures, Wi-Fi connector. Ultimate connector my phone. Now monitor baby a wo wiasibia.
Freddy's Corner Home Appliances Abeka Freddy's Corner Edwesua Hodwa or ton phones and their home accessories no.
For 0544 959195 and 02079373323 and now so Brakokomemle City Light in Chehwa. Na ya can discount any achadia. Ubetiasie.
Freddy's Corner.
Home of authentic home appliances, phones, and its accessories.
So I come out show and I bought peri the Bronican hardware one. At the end of the say, that's how young sweat to swear.
Weber packing a farmer, Martin's liver salt, Chakway and Tem, as she and Shagu glass more at a Martin's liver salt, no back one no, now dear goom.
Uber who say, who a glass in the moon, no one no. Martin's liver salt, you want orange flavor, and a bacosia plain.
One more or Hubato, Nemum Edina no, now Hunter Wa, who doctor.
When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury allographs paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The Lozi acrylic paint.
Paint mu champion. When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury allographs paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The Lozi acrylic paint.
Paint mu champion.
Peace FM.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
Yada say afei amnonisem nie emfie nan mu nie na Russia to share Ukraine so ne Ukraine tawantawa ne hyase agi bum ema amansan mu ebabaje minua emfie enan enie na mpanisi edu amanfo so akai anom na ekon ne nkwawieye nanso efie nan yi Ukraine mampani Volodymyr Zelensky wakai kasa ho amenunti omo kakai na wakakai no osanso ginamu so no asase aban ontigai ontibari wombekoswa efiso montrase ema Russia Efa won sekan enwa nanka enzantrofo ne ne kasa na obusa ne sese yayi wo manfo no omoso ate wasrafo kra e wo fam akode susu wuni bi enti sawso wunye mu san e no se wo se wiase ne Russia kasa se enti ntim so ne ya doso akaka bensam ne doso fomfa ne doso na Russia fo ejai sa to o mabeto ahwo mo so no na se ye de akrokro ye ne Russia nkasa te se de Russia ye ye omu ye yi dia emwa eno te kokoda wono wani da so se setie biara obedi nkunim empo na saase ne fa beso hanche mu aduo no ya akwa akodi Russia fo nsem no obeprea gina de Oma Russia fo mfa de domum sa enti omanfo hwe nanim no wo ka ne sa no na wo to hu e de asre amaman ya ombetimi abo ne chidom ewiase se wiase mra ne nsra ban mu yama na soyafo yama na kodie ne akade nkaya obetimi ne Russia e de asi ani na se wo gina mu yi na bamumu ye enti wo ka sa de a kire Ukraine fo se mo nso bo ma bamumu enfie nanie o mu gina de o mu gina Ukraine ebe koso akon ekosi se de ye ne dia ebe ba be ka ne nsa afebo
yemfa agudie mu nsam ento asoe ball bo yemhwa English Premier League no sane nra esi ekoye Crystal Palace achi Wolves etwa o mekaba ko wo mantimi ante Liverpool enso che Nottingham Forest etwa o mekaba ko wo mantimi ante Sunderland ene Fulham echi Sunderland etwa wo ekamiensa o mutimi etimu ebako Arsenal echi Tottenham Hotspur echi wo ekapore 9 wo etimi etimu bako enne English Premier League no Everton and Man United and the Division so afiye munra Spanish La Liga no emuenra Sevilla and Getafe Sevilla echi Getafe eshe wo eka bako wo ntimi ante Barca eche Levante etwa wo ekapore miensa wo so ntimi anya ho bibia Celta Vigo eche Real Mallorca eche omo ekapore mienu omo so ntimi anye ho bibia Villarreal so eche Valencia eche omo eka mienu ema omo timi etimo bako yemra Ghana Premier League no said yemra esi ekowiwie ye Aduana Stars ene ho United shia ye no obia ntimi anhye no yonko ebi Hearts of Folk ene bibia ni Gold Stars bibia ni eche House of Lions eche omo eka mienu ema omo timi etimo bako Holy Stars eche Swedro All Blacks etwa wo ekaba ko ntimi ante Karela United eche 11 Wonders etwa wo ekamienu wo so ntimi ante Nations FC ene Dreams FC ego etipenkro a chese obi ahye ne yonko eka baako Samates ene Mediaman so obi ntimi anhye ne yonko bi Kumasi Asante Kotoko eye Young Apostles nyedo atwa wo eka mienu wo ntimi anye ho bibia House of Folk ene Brekum Chelsea so ehia no obi a ntimi anhye ne yonko ebi
kasebo no asi ensem ade bra mu bi ene se apomden so afose bosumi kɔ na wieye wo ye doctor Edwa Kwakura wo se won kwa ebeyi udin efra ketua nkrata so
Ghana Prison Service krata babonten efa akatua bi a enye won bosumi akatua ne mum yesika abide mo wo de bitua wo atena yeka wo de bi efa hyen ne ade akam be bosumi kakra entemini na mpanyufo de abase wo hye bose daachi bi a eni achi kura no sika no ebeba
24-hour economy no ho na Dr. George Mfa kasa say said the abansi ebo na se no abose no ene senkae kakra ewo ho nenso ebetimi edimu
sanso na minority leader oya futumra shebedwane ono so ede adesedi ato NDC abayanim se wo munyai campaign ya wo muguso aye no wato abawie ema wo mu edi akonnwanti bosha wo mu she Ghana for 24-hour economy ene ne keke ka ho nyina women's banking wo mu enfamra
medin nana ya Konedu mene
mame biama kwafo
Lawson Herbal Center for say what the Lawson Herbal mixture ba ohunye uyi anumbi malaria typhoid koko numbi oba we fichi kro ho ha numbi na emo penfo wuntimi numbi oba tan abetua no fo anuntimi numbi woni mfie du mienu onumbi enye yi e over the counter na herbal stores ahodo mum 0248 619 999 0248 619 999 and 0242 133 577. Bind stain remover need bind 20 disinfectant. If we JA binding a jesumu, a woman who need deal a kama, a ye feeling kakawa, a mouthfear ho, a 10 wine shring. Kama, baby. Bind 20 ni say, a more way a don't penny or mumuya, one more jiji will fee, mukana se o kitchen ho, where na sink and I say home, where they are for be a pepe paho, or mube jane, aha. Bind say remove and bind 20 disinfectant. A bus sizes a hood room. Our convenience store say try Hoshia 020 814 2913 020 814 2913 and a 0541 80 80 96. Yeah, well, this way chocolate drink. Cocoa son for sweet. See, I'm quite Gina Bioni Bois. Eye bebree ema ye nipadua ema ya pomodin obatampa pe with this way no pay ye de ohia ka ho a eni so hye yada mo nyina ase amamomo eniti
Ghana Montie na
Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ghana Montie
Ghana Montie Ghana Montie na mansanya so adawro kofiaman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo need 100.9 FM.
Hey, catch it. List ni nie. And you ma beto to dia me baba no ho ade no. Hwem so betumi a. Hey, now beka. Ya jon to ma miensa duku portmanteau. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibian so beri ni waware ni a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Asew. Wo den kan no ntumu ho. Me be mo anu nso hye kura de aka ho. Wo hwe de wapi ho. O ka se batete. E da fom won.
This way chocolate drink.
Catch up be baba ware.
Asew.
Ye fi say this way chocolate drink. Ya sorry anopa no ne yenom ye bi hye fridge nom no se snack ye nya hoho a no ne de serve wo mo ye didi wie ne ye pebibia bogu ya de so a this way chocolate drink ne yenom and this way no ti ano a he se kire wom koko wom brick wom bibia wom ade wo hia ne so hye
this way chocolate drink
de wo hia ani so hye
FDA ahwehwe se adwede nkratoe mu agye atum se eye
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Ghana Montie na mansanya so adawro kofiaman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo need 100.9 FM.
Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ghana Montie
Anope ye mo akwa be de bani 100.9 Ghana Montie so nie. Yatena say ye maba be din komo nsamagodo ekoso ye man Ghana mo. Anope ye de ni nyina bro. Na no pe dia ye bisa ne se eye issue na ekoso eye Burkina Faso. Enam soma Ghana fo emu woche. Wo moto anana no monsi ado no. So far ye share ye security architecture na anamon be no metu afa ho. Anamon be na akoso. Enam se ababe to dwa se o man Ghana. Ye ne eye Burkina Faso. Especially your foreign affairs ministries, you know. Woma sign a 7 agreement be. 18 toes for no. Woma ya we. So far, agreement na ya sign the mwa ben e de ba be boa Ghana fo a. Eko Burkina, eko didwa edin to sebre wa ha. Eba cho ye be de won come na no pe. Eti abecha de wom. Se be ye na adwadie no. Ebe koso Burkina Faso no. The teacher ye ma me no me ye nuanom ma ne mema. Wo mu di dwade nto se di free hobere ye. Ebe ko ye na nkoba se ye hey safo yi. Etu atedo. Wo mo enko yo mo ye do a. But nyamene ni pe ne me no ma akoso wo ho pa for years no. Eyan wanwa pa se wo mo edidwa efa ntoso Burkina wo mo akokuduro. Etime eko anytime. Because no ma wo no mo di nkomo mo se form ani so no. Boy, wutimi gina no ye twa ni peti. Wo mo ewo afuo mo tete ntoso ana mo form ntoso ya. Na etuate domfo yi atu ahye mo so. Omoto so omoso sana eni Burkina Faso na wo ne mema ne titiro ne ye twa wo miti wo mani so so still asemo but long term measures ben here long term measure ben eni edigu akwan mo se be ye mpo na ye nko bi man so nkofa ntosu ma wo merikwa ye nsase mu adore srade ese sokyo. Yaman penye de nensa ashe eye 24-hour economy na se. Oman penye ensa odi ashe 24-hour economy ya se. Since eche sa shase eye adwuma no no. Enwa ne se ye benya ne airline. Un se Ghana mrashe be jefio on ye passe mbre bia na. Eche se ye timi passe airline. Legislative instrument eno na operationalize emra no. Eno na be kire kwan a ye mfa so implement emra but ela ne my cry yetumi de ye adwuma ma ne ye etiado so ye bisa se 24-hour economy a ye man panyen Ghana mrashe we de fiade atuma ye man panyen de ne sa sha ase no be pa cho kwan ben so na ebe fa so ye adwuma na ye nya ne tie se eye B5+. Wama subscribe to 24-hour economy policy. Eti edidi and ebe break Ghana's economy. Beba cho anope eka ho a ye bedi ho komo. Akosi asapo me do for partner say akos ma che.
Ya ondo.
Apo me to say no pay.
Nyame kura ye yo.
De nyame ase. Great.
Na unso e.
Nyame adom boko. Nyame adom. Bobby. Oso ma che.
Meje oso.
No me koso ho.
Erade adom.
De nyame ase.
Na ho so e.
Nyame adom boko.
Say Mike ne ye.
Ai say there say ko ejare.
Me ka me die yo.
Oh, we dey so e dem ho. Ba we dey no.
Oni me sama krabi.
Sama ka to say krabra.
Makrabi.
Krabra.
E dey na o se dey na krabi.
Oh, ya dwen wo dada. Microphone no ono ayi so obeto bi aba.
Yo.
Say the microphone na.
Media no kra me pe cordless mic no.
Asa. On pedi akewu zo.
E do no e ba no de na de aba no abekasa wo ho.
Ai, o je so de na de ba o kasa bia no watu na de.
Watu na de de
pe cordless one no. Cordless one no. Send there. Eno an say na ba ko no a.
Yeah.
Ma jari ni. Slimbuster no o use no so efenze.
De e se na so no.
Yeah, what they say na sumu ana mic no etale na no ketu abi no. Why agoso on sa mic.
Me hunu sa microphone na. O ehye na ha say na afase aba ha.
Wono so the same.
Ende minim ni din. Me de minim ni din.
As one na de ba me hu si wa use be first. Me
oh za me de me hu bia.
Time wa sa time no one so what nyum a wosa. Nti say okura microphone a asa no nse da nkoyi. Nti o hye sa de no a na o de di asa no o de di asa.
O de sa.
Enu ati ansa me hu say cordless mic no so aba.
Oh za. E wo ho dada. Say cordless no. Omo wo bibia omo e connect ma no nti.
O say no and use cable and they use frequency.
Sure.
Cordless microphones and use frequency. The Zana they told you no so per cordless
my dad will say a friend is saying.
Then a friend.
Frequency.
The meme and wabudin for Frobio.
Cordless microphone.
And then they use frequency.
I'm just a can be on a minty.
Cordless and I may say a use frequency. What's that there?
For wireless.
Okay, there.
Minim say a cordless mic.
Cordless,
cord.
Wey na shemu no wey cord ni ho. Nje cordless.
Now what kind of cordless? Cordless just say serial cordless. Yes, serial cordless na call masema.
When no a sahano. Your friend cord.
The cord no. Nti say
bi na cord no.
Say one mo na cha say cord ni ho.
Yeah.
Nti anya cordless, say cordless. Cordless.
Nchaso.
I just what kind of cordless is that?
Cordless is that.
Teacher come and be now.
Kwala abremu nyina.
Sa na aka no. Teacher come and be now. Radina go bo. Teacher come.
Na na say 24-hour economy net say one state one factory.
Efia Mrase bedwane.
One the state one factory no a egu poto no a wa akura wo katere wo mu say.
Oh, and there's anye.
Aban no a otemu no ne policy a efeli
pa 1D1F. And there's a makan wa ha.
Wo mu see anu na 24-hour economy. What said that the katere wo say. Parliament one. Ye here fitafo bebre wo ho.
And also as you say.
Womo ko school nko because how can you link 24-hour economy to one state one factory?
O say to say no a.
Entina me bisa say we are that link one state one factory and the 24-hour economy.
And they say possible.
Say no kwampo dia ma chem say no one link here. Enti anope debi nyabotre. Debi nyabotre. The woman say obi ana ne ntia se do kana samfa. So in order to be fair, may try say you benya ne ne nakasa. Na ye bisa de bia no no wo nyina so bia.
Yenim.
O yenim obetim dia link 24-hour economy to the 1D 1F. But me 1D 1F there. And 1D 1F. Oh, there yenyi failure in Pomfiri Moa. 1D 1F. Any 24-hour economy. And so soon get them.
Kura.
And so soon get them.
Now, the only thing I bet me a link can say, Sanka, 1 district, 1 factory, Juma. And now, we'll see what fan crop will no my Juma 24 hours. I flop it. Now, Juma, then it's me link
at the former team.
81 deal, and therefore no. Well, 1D 1 there for no. Nijina 24-hour economy there in Juma. And a 1D 1 there for no Yuma. And no Panabeka say what similarities.
Yeah.
But what share the policy direction of 1D 1F and the policy direction of 24 hours economy? Being who Rama said too much.
That war 24-hour economy hone say both minority and majority no. Omunyina agitumu. Say enye juma.
And one more gem rano.
And Mesre omumienu nyina say juma no a ye fa no anasa say ye private sector sabaye tumo de tie bia no ye say enkwan ye da etase bi no ejuma de enimu NDC enimu MPP omumienu nyina nka wo muhumbom na endi atenase na encreating jobs many panye binye womu ni adwuma ye no womu nya binye
se ni panye adwuma ya na ye ho ato
ya MPP fo a ewo companies ya NDC fo a womu so wo companies enti se mo companies ya wodo a mabie no se production no ye fa nipa ni bi aka ho eniama mo ye no nso ye tono dodo ewo men yankasa mu a akosi ade na kire se ntumi nye yi ebeye yi nti yanyina yanta na chi na 24-hour economy no engina ne na so na nya aduma na nkofo nya aduma nye
eno ne ya hwehwe o
ye de se
ya da se aduma na ba na nkofo ye na ye se ani abre a
o se kwa me despite ne fada de se ada woro ma
ene ye ti a ye gwa ye numi
ene ye bie
ye ti ha yi
wama ye bi ye
yeah
anya se kura abosom so
na se ye die kura 24 hours o
good
ana meboa because ye adwuma every day bia time bia bia you come and meet somebody here enyum ye sisu san ka say koso sa
no say 24-hour economy ni ye adwuma ye betumi akoso aya announcement ye betumi akoso aya
na se ye ni nyina
bibi
koso se de ye ma Jerry ne kwabena se yen nke ye kan yen radio for yen ye fiti ase because oba ha se oba ya announcement e dey ya obenya presenter wa ha oba ya announcement na ma kwabena what the me na say e na enwom ya ye boyi ye bo no 24/7 ana meboa da bia obeba betu DJ wa ha oye dey oye adwuma news pe ne yen kan but no kra no
ye betumi kra
enche ye betumi aye ne sa because BBC nom ne yimu a omo wa wonu CNN no mo ye ni nyina o se erane ena no de ma ye nso ye hu ni se ye erane ni sa no ye ni omo time difference no ti se CNN say de ebre bi a wo hwe bi omo ye adwuma but won se no wa America wo hwa America ne ye time a sa bre ya ye ade a chinyen America for omo akoda omo anadwo da suom what ya say enso so ni nyina no erane nti ye nso ye betumi aye me on se kwabra ade ba ko a me mpene se ade papa na ba ye support ni ye pese ya ade na fe kra no mu be roli
o pese was score on the politics
me that is what me mpene o
kwabra de wo me say ya we was a 24-hour economy no last year kra se me no nyina na ete ya and what can I say me the future be ba me can say aban na nhwe say the flagship program 24-hour economy no Embe yes 1D 1F because 1D 1F it was one of the flagship programs at the New Patriotic Party. Nobody can convince me say 1D 1F no and you're no correct because say no man in resource no when you're there the chance 1D 1F so in the same vein 24-hour economy a wama pass authority bill abeye act nti they say no when him say you 24-hour economy act aye merawo
we no ma ye ne mra
24-hour economy one friend 24-hour authority act.
Okay,
it is our 24-hour authority acting ye pese enye adwumagie
sure
na ye nya so mfaso enko ba se bedu baby na NDC communicators womo be struggle no ma ba be tu futuro de agu ye ni se eye adwuma wo meriko a enye adwuma said ya 1D1F eye no kasa de roper womo de atomo pan womo bre mi bimpo wa ha I was expecting say na sanke ekoso sweet potato womo the sweet potato ye pan no womo the sweet potato chips bi and womo womo the sweet potato ye no me womo bre mi bi ma mi di ama me kra me bo aban na ba so then it's in a way we're expecting say 20 your friend is saying 1D1F no one district one factory no so companies bit sa na ke be koso
ye no omo de egum
na koso so na koso even as at that time the kra na ebi ka say na ban obi company kra na wasi na wo koma no sika na me say no maza because okwa amanya serious na oman no dwen manfo no companies ne ho eno ti na US eduru ba bia wo mo hu say masa companies be break bankruptcy wo ma ngu no oman ni twa sika aside the man
e share wo ma dwumanim
na bom de etie nie ye de sika no ma wa say no won ne ho
amo manage
ye be manage
thank you
ete say oba owo UK na ono de wa kose ono no oni obia onikunu omani na ebehwe
oya single mother
yes single mother na aka say ebetia oya single mother omani na ebehwe eti wo san wu biem kura na edan a wuti mu no ya san obi aka ho omani behwe wo sa na mom untimi nkase wo kofa
be ma de na betena fie ho
enye be mampo se wo se wo kofa obusu ani afri Ghana o ba be fa na afri Ghana ede na ba betena wo meriko a wo omani na ehwe what you say omani na ehwe wo ntimi nhwe ho mani ni peyo emra bata ho nhye wo ho it is an etie so they say that is how it is eti na eno na ma make say decision bi to say banking sector na yekeka bom yegugu banks yekeka bi ebom no me ade no why na catch us a man crofo antenefie e crofo antenefie
o se dey a man crofo antenefie adwuma gu ye man crofo adwuma bo wo crofo unim yare crofo anya
and na me catch us say why na ebekti makase ama obi antenefie
e man crofo antenefie nipa pempem
safo no wo moto aba edisia MPP papa including na yawasanita no ye be business partner me yawasanita no vote your secret but me jidi say yawasanita no sa de no
so ono de yawo ni abufuo
yawasanita no de me jidi pa say sa de ni nti
o de yawo ni abufuo
o de to aba de tia MPP
oh yes
if you don't can jam say on tire baby na basa na madwen yam
oh but definitely utie no a
so dey say
utie on say imagine me jo anu see you see ye nyina ye wo ahai MPP NDC say nipa ne ya de ma wo a oka wani so what dey me chew no ena oya de na benefit ye nyina
kura no ye wo enamfofuo ne anuanom wa
me kwabna ba me ka in general wo dey hwe say aban no a owo so no say ye wo ho sesi yi say NDC ya de na say ebe benefit Ghana nyina hwe anigye a ye de kasa hwe ahokeka ye de kasa ye te yi ye betena ha enye say ye bo nipa ba akwa ba so eya ye bo aban na ba so say ade aban ya ye die wa ya ade pa wa ye de ama Ghana fo nyina ne ye nyina wo bia ka ho asem na ebom say aban na ya ade na say ekotia individual ana ekotia ye nyina eno so ye ka nti wo ya ade na say ya ye ka ne abo aba so eno no obi president Kofo ba ye obeye eyi NHIS hwe ye eda so gyina na so wo mo ye adwuma even though omo flops kakra but still yeah adwuma won dey make no me kwabra free education senior high school ba ye nyina ye kan ye CMPP wo ma ya de ama nkwada dodo na na ko school ama chechefo ye se kura nkwada no abro wo mo so
nti na obi so ba no wa beta
no obi so ba no aba be ye ebesisi dan den nkwada na timi akọ nti abra wo mo ye free senior high school na ye kan ye no saa time na mampanyi a wo wa akonwa so mampanyi John Dramani Mahama e ka se omo ye ne nkakra enna mo bai na mo se mo so mo strategy mo betimi aye ne free enna mo be ye now adan a mampanyi Mahama sisi ye na nka ye expect say MPP ba ye no omo beto asa adan no so na nka amasa yi gradual process na nka omo de ye no ti se nkoda ye anei ebinya ba bi ntina ene ehwa ye ma no na nka ya chechechem me that is my issue enti eyen uba na wo ye na ye a ye bebo abaso anya ye a ye be condemn
Majani.
Yeah, Betio, now the
Anope. Mete jumbi na nyamede.
Anu ya jumbe.
Ono nyamfo John Jinapo. Minister of Energy. They na okeka no na okeka ko hin.
So ndo wa so say high cost no ama mini grade ne micro grade.
Me de metumi de akyere wo. Every week me de ne ya from Yawada to Yawada.
Utilities out here.
Me Majari me nishi wo ho. Me fa air condition nada wo. Debi me fa air condition nada. Obi a fan na. E fan no enu mpo me nso. Ya ma beduma. Wo mo ebe ko school ko. Efie dia ne ye wo ho.
Young fan say efie say anope obi ani ho.
The method 1,000 from Yawada to Yawada. From Yawada to Yawada. 1,000 and na meto.
Na Majani we mu nyina achi ni asa dum light.
Me say
woni say no me da sumu. Enene na nsa me da sumu. Last week me da sumu sa from Monday to ayi nyina me da sumu. Adai.
Na nsa nyina wa say dum so no to aso. Last week me power dum anwumre. Na ye dum ni fra be ka dance na di kwasi poku ase ama saman.
Yo.
A Friday no na temu. The last week there at what was wa bra ye tua light bill.
En kwabna me juanu si ye wonim say omudum no time nso so ayapon a ye kofie no
mo
won so why stress
yes
wakwa koduru fie na wonhunu ne wonya wo ho no
na musio mo no na wonka say sa na suafo no a wo muguwa na wo mu ni bra bia abo no eye from say
anu yan fo
PURC na wo mu mra meka say
omo sa ba beto light omo sa ba beto light omo beto
enka donjina po wa enka donjina po wa wo boys no a omo di atam wo social media no ka meto credit amomo ka meto credit amomo
Majari enyo
kan ko enyo
ya like ya tony ya say do me say
don't go there hey don't go there
me say ayi kwabra ade bechi me da fiada no ma na say ko ma na ade chi we na de ya kra ne say kania no omudum no o ma so omudum na no o ma so omudum na no o ma so afa na ani no ebo pepepe pet na dum na so na dum afa unioma wo sa wo kra no na esai ba be sai
akosia asam no a wo keka omene yama waduma president yama waduma say wona we minister of energy think outside the box think aduni na da wo tirimu no think outside the box say enti ya de aduma amame edie na meye na me manfo ho atowo mu kakra when it comes to electricity say cost of production ewo Ghana are very high because of electricity and water enti when ya se amawase a say 24-hour economy ne kasie no a electricity
na when ya light na say 24 hours na be da wadi ya
na say nipa betua light bill ya esutan bosome na juma
wa na wotete a unya be
na 24-hour economy fa so oba na woso
ade
me say e ma no manu hu musuo mpoda honorable.
The almost some make so mo better to you. PRIC from no make
two light bailim.
Almost better.
Now, but yes, situating you.
Majari, one will say, as someone near kind of first, no. Who said the name temper here? Where they may come with passion.
Yena.
Because I didn't me too a meridium.
Me so light I know when
me too a meridium.
Way, what's that in tomorrow? A PRC for near tomorrow.
When and the call.
Now, when at the call.
PRC
for where I am for.
I can't
so for maybe I won't carry my
oh, mammy, I queen or Tina and then this I we are bogus. PRC, you're bogus.
But one
bogus institution.
One we are commissioner.
One we are bogus.
When you want
to do that, and Mamun Temu can say, Ya Mamun to Muda. PRC, ye be that. O my say Koliko, and you're teaching woman. Ya ba pani a pussy woman, no one dimirkaba. Woman ba ni a pussy woman, the boss.
Public Utilities Regulatory Commission.
Woman the boss. Yati.
Public Utilities. Omo ye ntemjina fo anko omo kwa akwa ne light fo no se nkane say ECGO say ye netco ana say ye gridco omo ne omo nkotena se no omo nka bi ma ye omo kọ no omo ba no omo ba be ka che say ai enfidie ne niama na omo ye no e ade aye we
monya
ya todi ya adwuma sika wo efie dia wo mfa nya hwe obi afrifie me ne wo kasa sesi wo be ko me maame abre wa wono na aka ofie wonim dia wotie wotie radio eno pe na otie o hwe TV onya bibia na wo wie na akota 1000 Ghana cedis 1 week no kra nu kwabna se 1 week ya wada to ya wada me wo 1000 na 1 week no bro so
akosia na enum wo wo na me temperature ekosoro enti wo mu maame ade ni bi
obi se me kan show say bi ana meter no problem on with ma
meter dia he
mama wo mu ka che enya aha na obi ka kire me say me earth no me nteke me earth no mama wo matutu ni na sa ya
fo fresh ho
eti wama ba be check ya hu say your consumption na
na say wo Ghana ha say light bill na atesen
eni nipa ko ada ono no de o say on check ono de na afo wa hu ne de na afo
eni wa ye illegal connection
the woman say
eni wa ye illegal connection
obi a obeka kire wo say utilities say no e wo form no especially nyinam kania no ya de a na nipa no one casem ni
eni bia no aye illegal
to feel yes e wo soro but your nipa bi wo a wo mo no say ntumu na nka wo ba say nipa no mo ye kakra bi wo ma e wo ye from lifeline consumers no
life any wo mo fa me nkoka ho
there is it now ye de koka ho
any wo mo fa me nkoka ho
qualify
lifeline ye emre wa me boa
enye mmerwa lifeline for ne ye
wo ma kakra no wo mu be
there be enye no kre lifeline ye say wo ma bulb ba ko pebi eye within eye 0 to 50 units it is our consumption no between 0 to 50 units na then you fall within the lifeline
Majari santre
na wo de ba no kuma baby e fro wo krase no wo na e lifeline
oh entazo mo say
sanda
ani o mo sesa no
be se nya botana me nkyerɛkyerɛ de ana wo me kyerɛkyerɛ krase nya de abeba
Majari jai fato nche the phone lines na Ghana for mfrɛ wo na bisa wo say
kania na o mo to ne sei kania wo to ne sei
entumeku awodo kania wo to ne sei wo mu electricity bill at sei
no akatua ye sei na say 1 week ukoto kania ye fa de say uto kania kra 500 cedis ana wo de uto kania 200 cedis wa akatua ye sei obi aboso me ye ma no 1000 ana ye ma no 800 cedis na say
mani tirimo kra
kania boa di wo krom ha o
se onya
kania ne boa di wo Ghana ha
obo no humusuo say yensan to light be mu a mekasi mebo say on page dia me
now asam na wo kan nyabote kwabena asam a wo kan no say you are pushing the blame on the ministry say ono na ebeto enyam kanem enye minister na eto nkanem
na sam no a waka no on pause
eye service providers
on pause manjeri on pause on pause say na anu guta
me pese me read it ma na botena me kan bibi ma
guta fo ne
wo dem yan kan we kan we abetumi akan a kire
no mo say cement fo omo aton cement omo se omo betoto cement boom quickly ena minister Elizabeth Ofosu Ejare efre womu ene womu ye meeting epa wonum tawa se da bi isi $1 kura aba fom ema eniama enke womu yi a port womu bre no eno kura nso aba fom kakra light bill de ewo soro what womu ase but omu maintain price ya omu de ton no kakra ma no obu nkotode ensa dansa yem epa wonum chew Elizabeth Ofosu Ejare
okasa intervention dia eto asumo zone dia wo kan o pese minister ni intervene
Majari say we minister of energy obi de adwuma ahya wonsa Majari say wo tretre wonkwa bam uma wonim dia because tamwa MPP tia bam no sa agina powe when the kasa ten when it comes to energy kakra press conference strategy a yede light bill so nyina wonim ada de na asesa
okay kwara
mama wa dia satam na no de pressure etu minister no so no now eye hwan na mayetum satam no de pressure
sa brane na ye sa minister na na mayetum
why
wo pressure ban a wo kono na wo ba
tie me
da bo de wo nyire wo nya adwuma no na e ma ye ho ntoye
beba jo tie da make yo kwabna
wo
kasa na do ye ma wo kasa tobo
oh nya bo chewa ko se nya bo wo kasa o ma me nkasa na just wa ma me so wa ka me kasa bo ahye me ye ma
say wa sa ma ye wie na wa ka wo de
dia mo ka no mo de ebia betima ka ne say because previously sa na wo kan no
ai sa na me ka
because wo kwabena previously ne sa na ye to anyinam kane mu a wo say na nado and wa hwe no wa ma the minister sa be the minister wo di jagu am so sa enti wo ka sa good anything na me sit here
na me wo betumi ya influence
PURC no ye eku a wo mo no mo hwe say service providers dey koto o mani mu a no ma dwe wo mo kra no PURC for sa won na ya jantoa ekasa say ya obeto say yanom kra wo mo hu yan mobo because service providers in sikana ko mo beje yen no enye no no mo ma ho kwan e mo beje yen sa no ka no
sanko wo mu ja yen si en fa mran hye yen nsem enka wo mu anso wo mbehu
Majari
and number 2 agos me bato me bawo ayana amanfo ka say IMF conditionality sa kwa na me pese ye make no makle on say abenyi baye wo mo ka say enam IMF nti
si ye wie
ena akoba say every bosome miensa bia quarterly bia no ete say ye review ye nyina mkane ya no ene ye ana ye utilities na intumo eba IMF form fa bibia nhya ye konta se quarterly bia ye ntu anyinam kaneam obi obeka sa asem na kire obi a wadi ntro enye no kre
wa na wode wade ye ko
enye no kre enye go IMF no enye wo na atro bibi ma yen o akosua ye ma Ghana fo a wo mo ntiase se amanyofo na wo mo nka no kre
nche mimi problem no
two foot throw the gu ye ni enu ti amanyoni no so obetu foot throw gu wani se de obenya wadwen baye ye mo bi ne de ete se ye kirikirem na Ghana fo no nya ntiase na wutumi nya informed decision na wo de koto waba de wo mu nie IMF wonim se enroma ye tro de koy anya IMF fo na etroma ye yo
enso so omu bema ya tiase so omu mom na de ama ye
yen and ye tro no magu nkra so
ene de koy
because Ghana
Ghana.
When they see your name, when they see your name, Troye.
My Jerry,
when they see your name,
Troye. Generalizing.
I be what you made you me
was as ever that way. Can wo for the atasupaya wo for the enquantum docket shen mo tuemu a or the coin.
Enya no kre. Dia ka
ne. One the kwaya sans no to.
Say dia wo ka no. Wo ka fie du.
Ma Jerry menka ho.
Okay, dia nti a be say enya no kre ni.
Menka ho.
Say aban bi kobo bosia obetima ka say bosia no me na menka ho. Dabi
o ma gina wanem.
O wa mo.
Say gina me bi say say. Why dey gina ya name kokoye sa de no. Amanyofo no no nka no kra ne nkyere ye.
Wagina ya name akoye tu akoye no de baba tu ye tiri so a.
Wo ye ne ye bre.
Enu ti na me ka akere wo say eye yen ye ka yen a yen Ghana-fo yen na ye tro de gu nkrata so. Ekoma IMF fo say de ye beye nie de beye nie de beye nie eti IMF fo hwemu an no maka to say da bi obi a wo wusi wuni sika no e na wo wusi wanyina mkane a wo betete so da bi wuni sika de a ente se wote wanyina mkane a so titie ade a yen aye tro koma IMF fo wenya na ye tro yen wo mo na de ma ye
super ya ofa
yes ofa agreement na wo page your friend say oh page no why rather me na obia do be no so akan say wo fa page 74 the American will page 74 of the agreement or say wo fa nyinam kan ane de ekope na American or say Ghana proposed structural conditionality under the extended credit facility na propose na why they propose mine ya na tro ye it dey e ka say ya be ye nie
okay
implement an upfront weighted average electricity tariff adjustment of at least 29%.
Voila.
It's winning.
Now, what's the sun and say policy?
You are jumping the gun.
Negotiations.
Otro we or the coin now, but I'm canny and one some the yeke. Namin church when the entiase. Yan the common say we are going to implement an upfront weighted average electricity tariff adjustment of at least 29%. Sadia we are yatro wahano. Oko objective now. Or say bring electricity tariffs closer to cost recovery. Not just a year more and reduce the power sector shortfall. Baby you no na ye besisi. Said ye betima me ye sika. Na sika na yesi ye ni be no. Yetimi anya bi na de aboy ho bra. Ade we na wo ho ni automatic. Enkyere se quarterly bia no ete se ye to enyinam kaneam. Etu obi enso obeka sa akere wo. Se ekere se quarterly bia ye to enyinam kaneam. Enya no kore. Go and read page 74. IMF for proposed structural conditionality no na ubehu se enyo automatic na de wo mu nie kwabena ben yi ba ye more about so say dollar exchange rate akofo aben ye more about so say inflation ni ade ni nyina akofo yen ka say ama from gonom ni ade akofo even though bond market akofo no but exchange rate no so e contributing factor yen kan enti se ubeka kire me say period for one ba beto anyinam kane mu a wo mo nka say dollar exchange rate the bia one first way and exchange rate
I don't know because dollar na no mo de ko so mo de ko to de crude ni fa hin go see crude da ne no
questions mienu a mi bisa ne say e ba ne sen and exchange rate abafom and e ba ne sen and ye de form wo 4 cedis 50 pesos e to aban di atoso nanso still obesa ba be ka kire me say quarterly be say you two anyinam kaneam okasa eye
na asia ne say
who two foot road yagu ye because nana do na ban ne kura na pen so ye de say conditionality ko ye 2024 anyinam kanea wo mote so google wo mote so 2024 ama for kura ka say eye abato into no washa da yes no problem say ya abato nti kura na wa yes say ne aban yi ba ye exchange rate no edipani bi ka say aban no artificially and wa pump dollar. Eba me kra me ka say that's artificially it pump dollar man ye say dia na den na bandada na anye.
O ma nya ama na anya ama for mama ye.
It in the same vein, me say bisa say wo ka say nanado abatuo ntina otete anyinam kane aso a be pa che wo say abatuo afidu na etim tete so man ye ye dia. Why are you telling me say bosome kwatali bia say wutum. Iti enya no kura wo baby ada say wo IMF conditionality mu say chenchena yantum entesa say wa wo hye ono ma na say ekoyia wa na obesan atwero it this time no Bank of Ghana when everyone Kwabra Adam for Johnson Esiama Johnson Esiama ono na ebe twera koma IMF for say your exchange rate above form yetima manage economy inflation baby edanie eti enyina mkane an kra no yete so kakra na IMF aka so say what ma ye we dia ene mo betimi ate so you can't tell me
ane wo mawie
there be see ye still say that too but ye we are abana extend abenyi by extend on the 3 months asanka ho eti ye wie eti dia wo mu ne say wo na obekire IMF for say dia maya betime sustain nie enu nti enyam kane ane dia metima ya afa ho nie eti so be ka chem say automatica obi obeka say bia nya no kre
automatic aden
anya no kre
aden
eti aya amanyofo no wo mun kan sem ni mu no kre
enya magari enya kra wo kan aboa
that is how it is
na ye ne yete ha no a magari sa wo ya ade a enya won eniama ma nipa edi ya wo no aya niama nketenketen bi o
kwabene
se wo de pressure betu obi sika sem so a
masa wo be nipa na ni abre
wa ha nipa
wo be na ni abre pa wo be na ni abre
no enti yesre no
wo be na ni abre
we de aya ne a wonkan ye ene ye ka ma wo se emekampo ene yate
because the dollar na ye dia was senka utilities no yete so
o se yete so yen fa the still we under IMF eti yen ti sumpo crank yen maintain the wo ho
na da bia nioma sesa de sa de ne de yen tumi
ene na
ensa ya se ya ne be ya na ye be ba betina ya be kan sa
economy no e be na
ya
yen no Ghana for kraji atum say yen tu anum say yen form go you to also 4 cedis 50 pesos per gallon.
Aye, na say almost ande back no be ebeto so.
Wa mo de 1 cedi.
Ya wo pese o manfo ye bia.
Ni nyina ne say ye pese ye nyina mankane ane ye de.
Ma gani sisi Ghana hanum ya tie. On say nipa ne yan because of JDM hu donti. Na wodokura wa ne limit. Ubi bibia mo yesem odi anya hwe anya hwe ebedru baby ni nipa no home so bia wa anya ye
obekasa
mo minister si mo dia mo ntan mo ta mo so
na me kwabna me ka me beka no
mo hwe
me dia ne say
mo aye JDM ho do
JDM no odo wa ba betena ho no
e na nkofo
ade ya ni nyina na obetumi aye nti na odo betena ho enti sa wo ye minister mani nko utirim na ti ase se ye de wo ba se bejira ho na ye adwuma na se wo no aban no wo de wo ba se bra ba ye adwuma na se JDM de wo ba se bra ba ye adwuma no na se wo nyire wo ho nya wo adwuma yi a e ba asobo no ye de beba
akomisi bebre mo no
me e wo se mampanyi wo ye no ye reshuffle so obi nya no nipa kro no wo moa no wa aban mu a onyini firo no fa obi foforo mra
akwa wonim senti a
onyini firo no for people from ra
membremu ministers no bebre ntumi mfanse because nipa bia ye wo mantene se wono se wonya wiase mu sika nyina na obeba bedi president yo enti ni ministers nkaye no a akosua na omo ne wonam te se enne akosua me a woni me na awurade aye madom no wa mami dibre pejame a na wo akosua binim wo no wona me suppress wo because me pese wo bre na ye ka say
na ma be yes amasa
yes akwanya bi aba na yesi akwa pre dibra na tesa me ma ye say tam na me ma suppress mo na me de nya advantage na o de nya advantage enti ni ministers nkaye ni nyina o suppress wo mu bebre budget nko atu honi adandan bebre budget nko ukoye nsise bi odi kotu nanim ebema advantage forget it na ade no ani anim si ade adoa na bedi ade ke yanse yesire se na ye nimpa si ade adoa na bedi ade a ke yanse yesire omu ankasa omu ministers ni bebre wo hono mo a omu ye disappointed in omu finance
minister try say and then ye energy ministry ye no omo be kasa na ya jinchi mu bi afa enoma because the fact is utilities there akosoro
o de be party bi o
madam for your Sunday way mama I say good morning boss idin wa ba mu nyina mu nim no only say
the money need kind or kind na
also Ghana continues to face serious electricity cost challenges and the burden is becoming unbearable for many institutions and households. Take for example my wife's church auditorium in Accra. The church pays between 30,000 to 40,000 every month in electricity bills. Yet, the auditorium is used for only 3 days of service each week.
Wow.
Despite paying this huge amount.
Imagine.
The power does not even stay on throughout the day. It goes off about 4 times daily, forcing us to switch to a generator.
And better petrol.
Better petrol. Go. To keep services running, we spend about 5,000 per day on diesel.
Hey!
So beyond the high electricity bill, we are also burdened with heavy fuel costs.
Boy.
The double expenses is simply unsustainable. Impact on business and cost of living. High electricity tariffs increase the cost of doing business, and when power bills rise and supply is unreliable, production costs increase. Business rise prices of goods and services. Small enterprises struggle or collapse. Investors lose confidence. And it and they could tell us, Wama, operating hotels, our yammo. Yamin Shram. Hoteliers, the way of almost suffer power.
Now, someone the other day, hotel there, said I was a light to see 24/7.
Now, when I'm family bailing,
what am I? The entire and no me framanone. A bomb mayemo. Of course, prices and above form. Nemum and no ma yen or minimum on
Tenum there be
Pragiano. Onumum bua was on the animals. A dear way can utilities. It was my penny 24-hour economy now. What you to my name, you have to say B5 plus pioneers for what we to subscribe. No utilities in the cost of one will be Johnny, one will be Guane. I say these added up costs and transferred to the consumers, which raises the cost of living. Food prices, rent, school fees, and service charges all go up. Such extreme cost and unreliable supply also push some people toward illegal connections and another illegal connections.
Senti ankofo ko ho bebre ne se eniama no bo wo fam obi atumi tobi utumi yi ni low no akwose no high but uko boutique ye wo East Legona majari ubetumi abie boutique ni the whole week na obi ansi one meter ade ba akompo because se ne bo no wo fam a attract ni pa bebre me ka tire wo se enipa ye illegal connections no illegal connections e doson omo ye illegal connection bebre because pressure ni yetu ena sisi a illegal connection na mfa no ho because osan cost of production na juma begu obeye den ene e test or result to illegal connection enti ECG4 any minister of energy the mulu suma illegal connection kwa ho ebetumi aye billions of dollars every month because ne bo no adin enti nipa no ade obeya aye illegal connection enti de bia na pressure damoso uma ne bo no ba fom a nipa na nkasa mpo ofiri ne pem obeyi illegal connection na free majali illegal connection aya say ECG4
From a report.
Illegal connection, a cost to what I'm saying. Illegal connection. Because in Kofu Bay, no one thing. Now, one sabe can say, one sabe two. Emano mawutiri mumpo.
Na sankania no kra no se nkania ne de bibia wo Ghana ha. Sa 24-hour economy, me se kania ntimi anyina so a. 24-hour economy ntimi sustain.
When we hear profit bia o.
No, wait David.
Say ya ma kania no anyina so na ebo na ama forma.
Say
24-hour economy.
Analyzing 24-hour economy will be a challenge.
NDC for ya me o kan asemo na wo moti wonom. Eye JDM hundo. Ese se kraman edubetani ati kwa abeso a akose anyansa ne bi no okono mo. Ayura chichire no wo fa ne nipa ho ntia. JDM hundo ena nipa ni bi aye din a wo mo nkasa na ka mo ministers mu bi mo betena akonwa so ndi na he ene ahomaso kankan bi a wo bi no mu. Yeah, my memfa delegate.
What if Fabia, why? Fanny uncle.
Paramo to the uncle.
Yo. Abusia for Yamamu Atia Sama Muakwaba. Wama ni yani yebeyo. Yebe ni yenso. Say, a party. Sir. Okay, no problem. Me, this a man who. Ana dear no. Say, I no ya the papa. Meta in a chick. Or ya the bonnet, mecca. What your position? O ya the papa, mecca. Me sani at the ball me. Mrs. San, and ye. This our family, sir. And
Auntie Vinson Tomagine.
Debbie. Oh, Debbie, I call me banners to cry. Oh, my magic.
Pabna, ye, but in ya no na quite them. And you know, a betch ready, a mecca. And then you know, a bema, dear, why and I am penal. Ye be dia tum say and I say na me papa
what ya cause muso mame yankwa amano so ye ne ye me ya me nyonkopa ye Richmond Roxen owa amano so na ye no ni nkomo na oye head of corporate communications at the ma energy ministry ye no ni nkomo na ye mbisa no say e what say no ma e ko say wo Richmond, Marchina, as I say,
Namiadum, na and the power my voice perform kaka because me flu kaka.
When you flu, okay, Kafra.
Once our family.
Yeah, medase. Medase good. It's with the message. What page on so kakra my why? Okay. Na where the na ye bisa say. Minister the original na nemo didn't send me to ja a brand foreign be so on a micro grids name mini grids for off-grid electrification in a cry modern terms on yet it is a micro grid name mini grid name off-grid electrification the answer can you be feel who's kasem a car near dear one in Chiremua a woman anything.
Once again, I'm share with you. A bunch of power sector projects are very capital intensive. So you start a capital intensive, I should say, start with here to do this project. Yeah, that's what true. The nature of the sector in we share whether you are doing thermal, whether you are doing renewable. And I say, you are even doing hydro, you still spend a significant amount of money doing that. You know, that was the point Minister was trying to make. Now, OSHA, as a policy by this government, that the number of areas that traditionally, power electricity core, because of the difficulties you have with transmission lines and some of the infrastructure, the government has decided to do renewable energy. The renewable energy, they are concentrating on solar. Minister Client, the ABBF and the mini grid. Now, those mini grids, mean a significant investment we share Ghana electricity coverage. As of now, we are almost at 90% across the country. Now, almost at 90%, the government policy is that by the time maybe do 2030, we should have done 100%. How do you do 100%? Beyond a car, a woman, there are certain areas that even if you have the resources, you have significant challenges to be able to take it there because of the nature of the infrastructure. It's, as a policy, something like excellency, introducing green transition in the car, the ministry. And, the plan is to get electricity coverage all over. But it is a lot of money to be able to do that. And that was the point the Honorable Minister sought to me. So say, well, resources in now. I'm sure that in the next couple of months would have finished. But now is any cheap. We share even the power sector, we share independent power producers, we share the investment they have to make. Sometimes government itself, the investment, it's a lot. Now, buying so the will, the capacity, even though it's a lot, we'll put things in place, raise the needed funding to be able to do that.
Okay. Na yebisa se eto a aben ede ato your form also. Ayetua falls cedis 50 pesos on every gallon, a gallon of form wa yebeto. Yebisa se so sa eto no asoya sini yie na entimi mo wate se no ma bi se ya mo kana na enye enough na.
Oh, Minia, there was a specific reason for the introduction of that levy. At the time, that is June last year, when the finance minister read the amendments to the Energy Sector Levies Act, he was very clear that it is supposed to deal with the energy sector shortfalls. And, the introduction of that, we had disclosed at the time, the government was spending about over $1 billion on liquid fuels. That $1 billion, you are looking at about 12. If I find in the exchange rate, you're looking at about 10 to 11 billion Ghana cedi. The levy we are having taken is not up to about half of it. So the government is still raising funding to be able to even support when it comes to the purchasing of liquid fuel for our thermal plant. There is not money that we can use for projects like this. It was raised specifically to help to deal with the fuel challenges, liquid fuel challenges that we have.
Okay, internet says you can't use to cry no still. I don't yet to me saying be a bosumi bia.
Oh, no, Ministry of Finance.
Okay. All right. But the year to yano so as and no cry into me and take you full cost recovery.
Oh, that is not possible. It came at the time of introducing the levy, that it can only help us to support. And this is a second for at the time said there was a lot on government books, when we were kind of fiscals, and then the ministry was having a significant hit. $1 billion, $1 billion is a lot of money that can be invested in several other areas. And this in Ghana for at the time, His Excellency can say it was a difficult but necessary decision, but they kind of for supporting not passing that. And we are significantly, the lights have been on. I mean,
Richmond, according to no cre, Usa can any general, no cram in Udin come over high, can say, oh, say, dear, you won't can near Genaso. But of late, dundum be a cocosono, and only a dear, because I know ye nim say, can ya dear, a yen fidiana, a year juma, a dear, a bedum dear, but to what was so sana, now my first I say complaining.
Minia, let me just start by saying that as a ministry, we've noted some of these complaints from a section of the public.
Rain but master, now I'm a winner, and one crana.
Say, as a ministry, the minister himself has taken notice of this complaint from a section of the public. And we've noted that it's from particular areas. Meaning to start with, over the years, maintenance work can say ECG, because of the lack of resources and the mismanagement there, no maintenance. And that is government. The government is giving ECG all the support to be able to do maintenance work. To make sure and saying ECG every now and then, they are doing major maintenance across the country. And previously, no more announcements, but the minister has insisted that over maintenance, you have to publish it and give people notice to plan. And OSEI Nancy ECG, they do a lot of announcements, social media pages, of course, you see Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp channel, X, who say they publish the maintenance schedule. Beyond that, this was a fault Biba area where they also publish it as well. And see the concerns that we've noted, the minister, ECG, reports, we know that ECG has a number of challenges, logistical constraints, and as a financial constraint. And we are studying the reports, and those areas that are peculiar, we can deal with it. Meaning, if you feed we are there. Once they in feeding, there are times I won't foul. And I mean,
yeah.
There are times that there will be challenges. You see all over the world. Once the systems they are using it happens. Now, sometimes the cost is not only what we will look at. OSHA areas admittedly, they've grown beyond what the original capacity was. OSHA area, which is Oyarifa. Oyarifa traditionally, middle or upper class place. And now for Oyarifa, a dia will be Oyarifa, we measure. Now, if you transition from a place that was traditionally rural, now you see an fee average with 4 air conditions, 3 air conditions, microwave, fridges, water heater, all of them. It means that the power consumption will go up. Once demand goes up, it will definitely affect the transform of the area, because some more planning area, they had a certain number of people and a certain power consumption in mind, but it's gone beyond that. Those areas, we are looking at them to be able to deal with the transformer overload issues. Adenta has the same problem. In recent times, we are getting the same complaints around the Tantra areas. We're getting a similar complaints around Akwiteman. Those specific areas are being dealt with. And those peculiar problems, I give you the assurances of the minister that they'll be dealt with within the next couple of days. But as for power outages, you should talk sometimes cable movement, it may affect the power supply. Sometimes even a bed, there are times that no matter you see cable, and those things will be able to affect anything can happen when it comes to the power side. The most important thing is that immediately it happens, what is our response rate and how are we dealing with the challenge? And that is the commitment that you have from the minister. These pockets of outages in certain areas he's noted it, he's asked for reports for it, to understand what the challenges are.
Yeah.
And the government was to address those problems as soon as possible.
In fact, yes, sir, was a minister taking note of a yes, and can you do more miayebino? Do and your money in a miayebi. Said the year can Achimota, the report says, since last week. And can you do musa to say a fault? Or one say a fault. At the end, one to rectify. Edumuya, one see weekend you cry, one can you do 1 minute and run at you. That is the information. One may what area one of day my you. Ebiana be a may.
Achimota, we put the notice out that there was a problem with the feeder around Okwasi.
Okay.
That notice was put out, and that the team was working to resolve it. Can you help it? OSHA area, which is part of Dodowa, those areas. In fact, as a Saturday night, now there was a problem with one of the underground cables, and the team had to work and trace it the whole time. If you load near all those areas, sometimes when it happens, you move it to the nearest station. share maybe to say, they move part of it to the dental line and supply part of the areas. But as last night, that problem was resolved completely. We don't expect any challenge. It's the same around that Shimota area. And that also sometimes affects the Aquitiman side, part of La Paz. And then, those places, those issues will be dealt with in the next couple of days. And I'm sure that once we resolve it, the power supply that the people were getting I'm aware about some my worry to go back to getting stable power supply, which is the commitment of government.
All right. Na enyina mankani antumo nso enru baby ebeka se aban ne be intervene. Se beba se quarterly review stage be adura ye betu enyina kan because ene nyuma ye for complaining high cost of utility households obi complaining. It's Rich, I know you're many day.
The intervention when it comes to first and foremost, in a certain way, the government is even intervening when it comes to power supply and utility tariffs. Then I mentioned earlier, when you are doing, you're generating power, you have to ensure that your tariffs are cost reflective. Because a cost reflective. From the beginning, I said, we told you, if beer would ingredients, beer would be a piano. What the car, or yeah, what the car, a carnival. When you finish, you put it up a tariff or a cost that will reflect what you're selling. See, what told you, and the maybe tomatoes 10 cities, rice 20 cities, chicken will cost 100 cities. You cannot sell it less than 100 cities. And then you cannot decide that you are going to take part of your cost, your production cost out of it. But in this country, that is the major challenge. Our tariffs are not cost reflective. Out of it from the revenues, the tariffs will still not be able to meet what we need to generate, to transmit, to distribute. We don't get that. In Tiahono and Abino, for example, and Abino has been over the period, it's buying liquid fuel at Ghana, eventually, Ghana for someone supporting. What the government is doing to deal with that is to ensure efficiency in our electricity generation. The first thing this government did was to renegotiate the IPP debt and also tariffs with them. I know any savings of about $300 million a buy. Beyond that, you are looking at efficiency in the distribution line. You are looking at efficiency in the transmission line as well. This government has reduced losses, or share distribution losses has reduced it significantly from what it used to be by almost 10%. And the goal is to continue to do that. So we are more efficient. What will happen is automatically it will affect your tariffs. And that is where we are headed as a government. Yes, there's a work plan that we are dealing with. The minister is championing at every point. We are looking at every bottleneck to deal with those issues. And with time, in those efficiency, you notice that it will affect our tariff structure.
But Rich, now will say the entire Yajiji scanning to me into a county de losses na what am I to say?
It's not just the losses. When you have a tariff that does not take into consideration the entire money you spend on fuel, what it means is that you always have a deficit. What the cost of fuel meaning tariff it would push the tariff up by almost 50%.
It's not just a cost I had running no Edinyan can I say ye Triane pa and I can be cost more than ye to ye.
Oh, it can be cost you. Say the
really?
That is the truth. That would fret TSU, super fret, ASEP, fret IES, fret everybody will tell you that is the truth. Our tariffs are not 100% cost reflective.
It's Yenyeska when ye sha name.
And Sabino a binding a binding support. And until the last year, for example, a binding casa and through the sector and the finance ministry raised $1.47 billion. Those monies did not come from our tariffs. Those monies are monies that the government had to be ingenious to raise. And those monies could have been used for other projects. Meaning 1 billion a year acquiring Ghana, the number of roads. And that is why the minister is committed to ensuring that the energy sector shortfalls it reduces drastically.
Okay. Rich, their work the nature said the Etiano, BRC for so Obi Boss was said there be a woman to Cotalia. Na, just say ne no. And yes, it be how much than yes, sir.
Oh, when your PRC is an independent institution. And they look at the analysis, the factors, and they take a decision. Last year, there was a point where they more announcement somewhere, it was just about 1 or 2%. There was a point that was about for water was 0%. And so I'm sure that they look at the data and then they take constructive decisions. That will help the sector. Don't forget, apart from your consumers, the PRC decision also takes into consideration the investor. The IPPs, the state institutions, DRA, ECG, and whatever they need to do in their course. So, they look at it and then they do that. But for us as a government, the most important thing is to bring about efficiency to ensure that we get better with what we've met. I always say that if you look at where we met this sector in 2024 and where we are now, the only sector in the made significant progress. And if we continue the way we are going, as minister is going, then we have government, His Excellency the President, and supporting and he's leading the conversation. I'm sure that in the next couple of years we'll have a healthier energy sector.
Okay, it's a basis of Wamutuma, some independent institution there, but the basis of Wamutuma, more sector ministries, Munya involved one. Woman taking input be very more.
Largely, it is their decision. The commission does not report to the ministry. The commission is an independent commission established by law. Until largely, when they are going through the process, of course, they do a lot of consultation, but we don't take the decision for them.
It is a alternative solar energy near the per se they be complement and existing ones and so far. Okay, Richmond. Every ahomane so. Okay, abusiane ne Richmond Roxen, head of corporate communications. And an opinion in the nkoma. Na ye pese ye hu say ye energy sector no. Said ye no make from their side and said they are all children with their maye. Eti of course, I say asema na mekano. Ana ebia e to be meka asem ni bi o ha. Aka nipa ni bi wa mu twa bomb no. You drew this level and na ko mo de mebo e de ama me. But wo mo fa bo ne ma.
Omo fa ma. Omo
fa
mo.
Say me Richmond dey ka say. O say PURC independent institution na. Ne dwumadie no on report to emfa ma eye ministry. Editi who say make say PURC for tumu a tama na MPP was no. There be am me say change of government no. Me so eye ma me mom because ama for who say the dwumadie tie.
Yeah.
Because no as a ye ba system no mo no. Ye ne MPP na e be sha ase nti na nipa bi adwen
make a choose wo de ha no wo na say da bia is ha no mo ye
but enam say e change ye no be say dia sabi o think deep no so be follow ni ye da bia na make say PURC ye independent institution etu oto anyinam kania mu a men fa so bo no nkonkobo aban e bia aban de betima ban intervene who read am act na make that what say Richmond I can't the same thing.
The same thing.
It is happening. So no be opposition. Or catch us or abide na kwatena wana watu anyinam kaniem and abide Kufuado to anyinam kaniem ma. Kufuado intend office into anyinam kaniem. In the same vein, President Mahama intend office to anyinam kaniem. And that's what better so. Ye PURC na ye. It be kwa make yes is to say Say nyinam kane na basa PURC for woma keka no ma asi ani na so mo so mo te so a woma wa ban mu no more powder entwe handkerchief white because enye mo na ma ye PURC for na keka no ma bom sa na ekosoro a obi ntumi mfa so bom be bom
yeah
but enam ya manyo seminar ya bibia ya di wura mu ni nteno say woman education we kra na
ucheche mo awon muntie obi kra na ka say dia wo kan kra yoni wo dey we ya kan ya kire mu wo dey message se beba dia nipa no pese o kiro na no na obekiro
zo
no obekiro
aya samo enti ana say yete en wase wo no ma bi hu say yante en wase a ye bekoso ma amanyofuoi ada ye saa tutu futu agu ye ni saa
enu nti ne nyina ye be
enu ti na ye bire so ade ne ye situate ne ye iti ye kakra na ye nka ete se for the said decongestion exercise take place wo ba bia wote ye na decongestion na take place no de hosobo ekobo omampanyi bi oteso ana udc ana mc owo ho wo de hosobo kobo na enye ye anything as we di congest and nipa ni bi wo ha wo mutemi boro MMDCs ni dua wo mutemi bom dua nso dua na enya wo mo
yo
say no mo nyina na tie dua bi enya obi a because enya MC no go say ni dem say bi bubu dan atu ye wo bibia ye fa resolution et say assemblies no agitum assembly no so be atum a eya wo assembly member na wo to abama no ono na obetena mu bi na o magye sa resolution atum say edan gwei eti say ye ko butugu MCB and no be sorry say me ko bu dan atu agu keke eye assembly na pass a resolution na executive powers of the assembly woman dey the implementers of the resolution eti da bia ye ntimi hu ba bia say ye direct ye grievances e de ko amanyo for no so sa na omo pe because omo hu say no na ba de sa na
ekoma ba ko na ono no ni abemu no
etu ono be so ono no beso so no ati say dia o kan de kan no
enti Jerry enu nti na da bia ya na me ka say we should listen beyond politics. We should listen beyond politics. Ya manyosem no aye no. Enu nti na mostly yen radio any TV. Ya tenase a eya na yempese e begina afa. Even the ubonkrata na eba no. Omo ba na ensem no omo ka ye ka ne se de omo de aba.
Yeah.
Nemom de ye nim no yetumi kirem se de Magjerry wo kwa kenkan enkrata ya wo de ko IMF de no. Eno no boa ema wo a wutie yen no utimi make decision se de wo kan ye no. Nanso so esan se ye de amanyo adidi yetirim na ye bibia be ye bia ye de amanyo na ye nti no. Ema wo kan asam no kra se sebi nkwasi asam na wo ka. Asam na wo ka no ase bibia anim ase nyansa bia anim. Enso so sa nneoma ye sorry ayaka no eno na ye nokre unya ka ti se kwabena ti ye na se oka ti se de ye ti ye kan no MPP bre wo kan ye NDC bre na se ohu se problem ne da so wo ho a oba no wo se oba be ye ni ye asen aban wo ho enti ye expect o se oba ye no wo be ye ni ye asen aban na wo ho no eno na ye kan enye ne bone so ye ni obi ani issue eno obi antoye but de ye pese e kire ne se de ye ya MPP ye ne ye se enye na NDC aba ne ye de wakwa ho se kwakwa ye adwuba no we are expecting what ya appoint won say obey ye adwuba ni ye and that is all
wait wonim issue bi ekura boboba okay say last week omukoche tracks bi national security for tracks
yeah omune customs for
yeah na tracks near ba 12
sure na doso
na sa tracks no a omu eche no sa tracks 12 na omu che no
but obra what say nani abrepa obra to force
yeah sika na ye involve no 85 million Ghana cedis. Was our tracks. Na akosia won say wo mu tenen say yewra nek danso Ghana land.
I comes no.
So why dey?
Good. say wo share paper bi kura de bae
na me hwe
good na
bacho me de
me
paper ma
asamu a nya details ye no
the publish
good me chance once ma jari enta mo ase enne enko na wie ye no na de me hye no me nsaka na se ako pampa se Ghana link yewura nek danso ena hye ye masade ye wei etemu a wo de wo beti yan ye ne ye citizens
kwama de wo mu ne say enra finance minister ekushia custom official one with videos on it
papers no kwa dia ba
yes and the near better because say ya de ka say cast makoma ko to we e fa he ya de ya enipa bi e de be sha akire
ya no a
na
wo mu kan Ghana link ya asem wo port wo say eniema bi a me ka che wo say wo de nya abotre na yenya ya asem ni yie na Ghana link no ankasa nso me ka say se bibi wo honom a omunya wo mu niam yie media me mpese ye bedi aduma firi Ghana ni nsem ni yede mamu obi foforo but
say no so say Ghana ni ye aduma no nye ni yie ayenka
sa tracks wey aye den na 85 million Ghana cedis revenue.
So one more pie free port wo kra o
good
omo pie
free port ho
enti nata say I kumsi no ani yewura nek danso wo de ma menten na say
icons for an Ghana link for the statement what ma be clear say
enti eno na the Ghanaian publisher
DRS wo ye investigation
and Ghana link say ready say ma kwan ma GRA everemu ma ye hwehwemu na me hu ne yakoso
na say beto dwa say mo be mo say de papa ekrampo minnim ne da if what just do the right thing o ya de no a ya de ni yi o de akoye ntan kakra it's 2 days early yet
and one year de everywhere say Ghana be ye enti ne ani abri na Ghana na ye nyina ye ne atim
matai netia
what you say ye ne atim
one up till now
ye ne atim
because minnim say wo betumi aye wo ye nso a obeye ne yie enti na meta wachi but sebeto da say sa de amantene ya me no nya sa na te e na de bia mete ya no a na me tokrodo e na nikio e na tokrodo na nikio na tokrodo nikio tikrodo nikio na sante sa nso a ndabi
okay kwamna yan kwa yeguso a ye di economy no nkomo ebra ya mampanye de ne nsa hye 24-hour economy authority bill na see sisi abeye act ebeye adwuma nei yenya ne tie adwuma ku ahodo kra sha ase subscribe
private sector wamra
yene doctor kwamna yamotre yene Dr. Fran Bano oye lecturer Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration aye development economy yene no inni enkomo emfa senseme Doc anope ye mo achia de bandit 100.9 so
Mark me just so me share one bejom for my class and a penny ni tefemeti funyana
yeda se ene brand so anwanya amaye se ye ne omai mo no ebedin komo yo na anope ne ebisa se aben flagship program baako 24-hour economy one more de ho hihia akọ parliament o ma di atoma mampanye de ne sa ahya ase mpo a ahya ase eye adwuma enwumaku ahodo ebe subscribe to it Edian yesusu se betim de abre economy say ye effective.
Yeah, mark me that say. Me say san komo yen komo a ye depend na ye ka ye 24-hour economy NDC aban in fact amana omo position eno ne atia na omo ka eho asem omo ka se Ghana for eto abama oma omo beye ama emebunu no tutru eho ato omo enti emrebi in common fabi afemu ni wo wafidi nso ma mede tuja de se ohwe emebru no bibre na aba omoto ye edema eye NDC aban ne yewra mampanyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na ne tuto na ne tina eye sa 24-hour economy ye can once man pay. Na even any say a bad ejuma sema no other the number one a year security threat asema a what kind of memory ha to say the way on my what a mebunu bebre a bekan say Ghana o fire population na dodo na no ene a year a mebuna to say wo hu sisi omo so a wo pe ejuma ye na nso ebia omu entumi ya bi enye enti wo hwe na nse enche bia Ghana Fiscal Service for the broad based unemployment measurement na ebe tuja na etrese kana mebruno do na emi se eba adwuma sama da ne da no wo hwehwe adwuma na wo pe adwuma ye nanso onya adwuma anye apotaka semo no ye friend say unemployment. It is a 24-hour economy idea and it's NDC bind at the two janana and maybe be bring Ghana for the door na any aji. Na a year say and ye de home common say say o mampeni at the mensa as a year clata and una AB fapem ama ye to me a year 24-hour economy. Na semi will be samino. So again, I was saying to me, yeah, and now to me, a year 24-hour economy, to me, Edimo. Michael Gabaka, said the MP canon. The Ghanaian economy, no mechanic say, Potocasam say, it's so fragile. It's so fragile, and they make sure say, ye nearly ain't yen pen so to say, ye Tiffy for one who did jump pen so to say, be a Africa has a South Africa economy, and as a will be a Morocco, Algeria, and Egypt. Sa Fapemona, sa economies here, Mabobodia, and currently me the top economies on the continent, you know, Africa, as someone making, you know, Fapema, one more ewono, ye improve, Fapemene back on a thing, a year infrastructure. Ye Nioma ye here na yet to me at the abua and fidi jumano. So offer a year every memory ha. Sa a mania mi bubu dino. A bat in fidi juman who sema sa fapemono. One what any more at Ghana. They will share most of the industrialization and items and fidi juma Cassiana where the memory and sa a main remo and I'm sa fapem a year infrastructure as a mere making. It is a bit me a 24-hour economy. That it me a more. Mark, it will be here as infrastructure. Ye be become infrastructure no anything. Mark, about a year acquaint ye, about a year insure, about a year in Yam Kania. Me three monotena exhibit. Ye mistake, I won't say a DNT and a Bema or company be per se. Usini factory one kind and I say a be a Kumasi. Na on per se be a obeko a year regions are canimo no waka kusini factory. And no air assemble one I was say in a yet to be seen. The sun you may no fapping if it can making to say Ufa incline a year a cry na Ufki Kumasi na a be a baby takra the soka cry at the come one. We may in Kura and answer be about infrastructure. Brunei can say, oh, fan or a kind of memory ha, baby and a LED. It is a washer. If you do not do na, a war Ghana hano, say in Inca be a Ukumase and answer Ibia Takrade. It is a possess 24-hour economy to meet an answer. Na emma dear a best center within a year in capital city Accra. I dear a daho freak Canada. Na ye pese etumi a trainer tabemu. Next thing a dear friend say a rural urban drift and as a migration, no, a bit to me a chasso. And my Bruni be brina, said they will free crunky to a man. Wo puba kumasen and crying. Ebe pe a jumayeno. Wobet now. One crew ma said be one distant livelihoods because of be one of ma. The papa was dying a one crew. and I never knew what dying a would crew, and I knew what Fabi and people as a dying a would crew. And so now a Juma own young know, will be who not said you were back inclined, not what the abonting, and Nina acquire idea, and said that, and sway then so and yes, any panel from surface say, what Nani Kruma, when ye Juma and ye be a common ebetino. It is a bit to me, raising infrastructure. Not yet to me, I'm a year companies, friends, won't be interested. It was that 24-hour economy, won't to me, I can say, any year and see a factory. And I say, you can establish a business under the 24-hour economy now. You're young crying. Name Muno, sir, rural industrialization, say, ye being for the Jumemo, acquiring Krumun Ketuano. You bet me, I hear, Nelly Paduna, a profile hopper and crying, no, and manadia, and no air de Bakwan, towards a yedi, yeni, eshe. Me a toss me, no mark. A yenam canea once. Mark, if you can say, offer a raw material, offer a labor, not offer entrepreneurship, a year, and it's what the uno. Yeah, the back cancer factors of production, abuma. Idea and here bad beam Brunifan a critical input in production, energy. Saboba Yangana ha, a Yenam Kania. The Yenam Kania wants someone extend. Send it to me each man and answer, because I know me answer, and that I'm a free Cape Coast buyer. Me Koda Cape Coast, a Yakusia that do so every September, and I don't know. It is a year, ye if you do my who asked ma. Not any Lamcania who asked Semono, and so a dear Papa, a was a yetwima yenicom. The age naso, not any cafre, and dumuno, a idea in here, pa, said, will be seen plant. Na afi enyinam kane enyina so na be kafre so na adum na ebese ni mfidie na eno ebe eka kase na epre no te se nipa no ontumi enye fidi dwuma no senia ye hwehwe no sa enyinam kane ya so no ne bo eye ade ba ko a eku mfidi dwuma fo eye anani mi se wo hwe ya wona wo tabi eyeyi efa mfidi dwuma ho asem ewo ye omankan ne mumu no ekansel senia nkane abo no I think for the past 1 year 27-28% thereabout, you know, if I stand to be corrected though, but Dana mi hwemu no etreme yet to me atumu no etre se ye be bien fidi dwuma ye di enyinam kane ne be ye dwuma na se enyinam kane yi ebo eye tia eni ye be ye den na ye tumi aye dwuma no na emfaso abaso na eno no atumi ama ye fe nipa bibiri egu adwuma no to se de ke nyina ne fapem no eye se ye betumi amaga na fo adwuma aye nti enyinam kane ho ensem ene na ebu a ye ton se sia wo Ghana mu no eye ebo a ewo soro dodo a eno no ewo se aban no say or share the swift and efficient implementation of a 24-hour economy in the year. And in Amkania Boa, Siciano, a Wasser Pano, he said, and then I should video will be said a household in or so to sisters. Let me say, and been last for 2 days in Poe. This is say, and a tear there, and you will never kind of say a bigger incentive a year industrialization. A be more they start idea a toss me in the 20 year. Minia, idea is very important. The provision say what tax system and answer framework. The offer on my bit say Estonia. Offer the be in fear a chima. Na a year if you do my summer a war Estonia no mark. Na you bet to me a kind of door and I say the we are na any idea na a door so sad. Na Estonia are buying no a yes a debit. Yet a 12 months say, yeah, a year papa. A Brunibe can say, a bet me, Amma, 1 hour was the car or person to be sent for the German ever Estoniano, more any person who that to me, Mamma Apple, many mono, and Tuja. And they know the old share a year on my barco in Eastern Europe, and for the Etuma, Adoro as a call Mupa, a Estonia. Not dear Estonia for ye. Estonia for year and say a year tax it is a corporate tax in Prebi Brinano, Yajena Akasia. Estonia Bani and again say oh yeah and for the Juma now before be Estonia a minimum now I say oh far a year Estonia on mine for and 1 more year a Juma was signed for the Juma Mudia and yes how corporate tax no you be sure so amount na sign hana you so amount say afibiana says can what did be ura with Juma na a year economics no the more a nipano and say company no enye sika no invest no expand the plant no say all be adwuma no and no na obi hia enipa dodo na wa form na wo mo etumi aye adwuma nti saa enima miense no eye ade nso a eye very very important the a person na ya mark make enu de bia we can say I may burst the bubbles of politicians no eye yen exchange rate regime. Media mark. So we are on maya, we are export oriented. You have no business propping up your currency, your local currency. Dear Nametre. So we are maya what's over there, or per se oma infidi eduma eba omemo. Now one more year and mioma do bona, now one man for one mine mono 8 million bit top, and what abra a body and what from. They are start to make the donor eco abruture ecoton, the friend say export na. And yeah, say Obeka say was our mine. Who said Chesika and I will put the car go economy. And they are so a young local currency to say city no asking. Ne Emma city no enco from name a bit me amana ward and a costro a bro a man science caswa. You have no business. Say Obeka say, who pursue 24-hour economy under an import substitution regime. Say, yen cockran, you mamma, we bit me to do an acco. But mean, tram for ye being tre ye chief. The offer on my bit to say China, offer my bit to say Japan. So on my, especially China. One put here, one said da, and one sa eke musicano, and man, a more than a from Kra $10 no. Then a baya, the war pro sikana, who bet me any bin tentum, no winyano, a boy ever from. The NDC was a Ghana for the Dona, Eco China, Eco Fat and Yuma, Eba Ghana, a beton, a dean to the more alcohol. Obibeka will say, China no, and Yuma no ayafo. And Yuma no ayafo because of the Chinese currency, a yuan, a very cheap to come by. And when they say, who will see the kakra now was a sako yoma, a yabebri, Emma etmi my wedding, what Tony Madonna at the bagana, and no tina ye wouldn't say, a Romano, a yefo. Think I idea, Juano, I want they a was so pa. Lenka was a sassy to draw na, Wunya Juana Cacrebia, and Kanya dear bet me a Tony Madonna and free China, now what they are bagana, a beton. About Wakasa China and Yomayefo. We a deliberate and another intentional effort. The Chinese communist government, you know, all year, send a beya, a bema, the world trade, you know, about China. It was a year Donald Trump to qua, one day a year we are sending China. Kunyirano, na sasmi American anopeso, and written for the past 1.5 years, you know, American dollar and also awarding at Abba Fompa against major currencies across the world. Nina, we were Trump to say the dollar no award any back from the year, and the many Padona and to be mindful to true, and to me, I'd be Dija, our American member to the Siano, dollar no ayafo. It is how you ma and 9 mark. Say ye pese ye hensure say sa 24 economy e be ye idea enye slogan na ye betumi operationalize it na Ghana fo etumi enya ho mfaso na companies ni wona wonde won sika be shen for the dwuma ni businesses and also no wetumi enya mfaso a sa enioma ne eye idea e wo say aban ni tumi menani ekọ ho.
Okay, eti dia ye ke e be se den so na such companies 24-hour economy policy never attractive to them because abana me yanya ne tie se we no enyo show ebi do mo opposition o mo bon to an kro mo kan say enye force but one may be subscribe to wait no I want akadia wo kwa ebeboa na ama wo nyuma netimi akoso etini ye bisase so ebesi den na aye more attractive especially to the private sector one be subscribe to such a policy.
You mark me bomi chumo akaya me cast a campaign period na ye then communications director of the NDC you were sami demfi me tie do mama fidie no ba ko say me say UTV or something ade ba kwa me kan say o kan ye ene me tikri NDC form penifo no bi so ano ye the fene say electricity incentives
and okrepa and Ghana man penye na kasa kra kan Sadria no born to no amukra kai.
Yes, it is a opposite policy no attractive. And the bibit is a ginam caniano. Sani any buono ye betrono ama companies. Any firms, any one person one car or back 24-hour economy national. And was said it to me a ye if we say ginam caniana a buono a major cost to production. Nti obia pese okomfidi dwumemu a woye bibi dada eniomania sa ebo na ye tono emprempre no enye ade a broni beka ne se ebe incentivize any produce another entrepreneur say obeka say I am going into production if say me bagana na me hwese ne ton electricity na me hwe eye omaya etwa Ghana ho ahia senior electricity so your turn na one share na a hot de no ebia na e wo fom ntino na ama me di mani ahwo ni tituni te say on my bit say I on my Ivory Coast a major competitor to Ghana when it comes to attracting firms and one what person will call in for the Jumemu. Yadana me can report to be a between 2024 to 2025. Ivory Coast attracted over 2,000 industries and factories. And tell yourself, say for the human akasia and answer in Ketwa, but let a tray say attracted almost about 2,000 and over. I saw them Ivory Coast. Yura or Mampeni Alasani Watara or Hanu. Ye bibia and no Emma if the human form every when the shop or pa. It is time you may know Pubia said. I signed ye canoe. I was a banana to me commission Warner when you would. I will be now also to me a fact finding mission across the sub region, make a sub-Saharan African region. Na enipa to me yehwehwemu the particular incentives and new ma abaya aka ewo ebibimemu ha edi egu akwamuntia enuntino amani bidodoa na no enfididwumafo no wode wani hwe ho oman ba ko esa wo mu ye oman bi te se Ethiopia ehon so ye oman ba ko a enfididwumafo bidodoa na edi wani hwe ho. Offer the airline industry in particular, offer manufacturing, offer assembling in the Kahuna. I might be bringing a money South Africa so almost money. And the way and Maya, you bet me a swear at ye through. And to be able to understand question here would be say in incentivize your medical electricity there, number one on the table. And also at the back one. I was say NDC abano and then a team ya two of my Eurositano down no. It to me commission let's say any panels any pamino me so almost to me yes fact finding mission na almost to me at the Kodia Emma Yeniano ma akano one to me attract investment especially to the industrialization of their economy. You know, to be attracted by investment. And no idea to me. Market so you know in terms of incentive no I bet you mono. The can say lending rates, any lending regimes, no. No say take kind of hanamono. The purpose na odi ebie adwuma aya na aye asem edaho Okopebesia, Sebiu, a young university student, Brunibeka, or what any sweating who what would be dear, opete onwan kasa no establish any business. Ahonti ye hwe 25 me hwe ne sese bio abrofo nko a wodi omu sika be ba te se maka na ba ko no ne wo yan kasa de local ha no domestic economy no Ghana for te se bank me ne wo ne wati fo muti ya bia yan so ye pese ye go under this policy no die na betumi ama yan so ama ye nya interest and as ye interest say ye pese ye de ye ho dore idea ba kwa me mu se edi small businesses and one or better or confident to my yemu the yemu danda new many a proven entrepreneurship no that it to me a juma and magana for the door now a pensia bongo and she say ya a yes see one time so because any cofa as I said bra no cofa as I know the car tabet as I know cry is any corner cofa a year a daya wo a bra and who but there is no economy bet to me agree say eba credit system kwanya what say ye faso na ye nya sika through besiabo na ye de hye entwuma mu ne mfidi dwuma mu na say what say ye no si one time and say enipa dodo ne nkwa titru ene won na wote oman ni mu no say won fa won hye say dwumadi etisi mu enti eno so ade a e wo say aban to me de ne hwe me ka say aban ba ko etwemu no Estaki bibi and I will find a credit scoring system. Me say Fofian to Emma or Moody Efiso. And no idea back was the NDC buying admission. They say, oh, be to say an effective, efficient credit scoring system. Not a no one here necessarily say a beer obey collateral and sign a ode and my especially when they say you want a Ghana. And no the unique identity to every Ghanaian. It is this year born and if it can sell and wanted to hear and also a idea say you to me at 20 years the more other whole thing and also able to me I incentivize and I say ama a Ghana for me bunum put it through no and to me I can say any way and I say aha any baby I was say you to me the yenitre na yenso ye PPMI na yi kreti eye adwuma ema ye nuanom nso a wote fie etumi enye be.
All right. Say Dr. Frambano said ya woken abey incentives are omode beboa say ye ka kura no burudi company because enye yiyimo omani mo de ene womo nso a ebe free amanone aba say won be enjoy electricity a wo kan yi ene many akosua ne kwamna mafo etime yaka say 24-hour economy no ye hia profit bi so obeka kire se ya ma ye nyina mkane ho nsem no ene ye ka ye bo wo ho no entimi amafom yi a ene ye be ha adwen eye the 24-hour economy a yade atum many PR the my energy ministry kasai o se nyina mkane no nso no e ka ye tua wo ho no enye full cost recovery da bia no eji aban ni pesca o ba bi no de aba be shem enti ene ya 24-hour economy ba na ye nyina mkane anu mpo a sesi a yesu a ye kam se wo soro no ye nyante ase se na de ye tua no mpo esu a etisa ka ye tua more enti na ye be ne de
Minima we aya sam sebe na eno kra wo san komemu ne se eya electricity ye generate e wo Ghana ha no tama yemfa electricity no enfi asuya e ho na yanoa eye eginam kanea no na yede eba yemfi ankran ne adwumafo ama yenye bi no broni be can say there are losses within the transmission of the electricity. It is a osha grid co-lines eginam kanea pole akese pa na ya yehuna say yemfida wa ase yenye bibia wa ase na start transmission lines na eno na eso enyinam kanea no efiri bebia ya no ano no ede bana sa lines na electricity ni ende monotama emfiri bebia ya no ano no emfa sa lines no no emedru distribution pointer ansana ECG Electricity Company of Ghana afa na ono so acheche ede akọ yemfie eni adwumayekuo ho no there are transmission losses Now, that transmission losses is in your car, it is coming because most of these transmission lines, our hot you did go swallow. Yen sheda enye ensakraye and I say yen sheda enye weduma. And the time I light, enfi baby I have no na transmission enfano through the transmission ankasa say electricity ebo yen fa na say be 100 Ghana cedis. Within transmission na emedru mi no fie no about there say 38 Ghana cedis and ekokwa. And transmission through distribution points ECG so efa na what they acquire fee ni adwumayefo so ama omanya enkane no you can say the distribution channel and also there are losses. Now some losses is coming from two parts. Bako ECG for inability to collect revenue efficiently. Senya obetumi agege enyinam kanea no ho sika ama akosi ano senya eye transmission eye grid ko ede abre won no wontumi enyi di sika no ye fese na mo mankasa senya maka no edima ba ko bia enhyeda ento akwan mu ntino wontumi enyi di sika no obehe obi de ka be se bia 10 million 20 million 100 million ebi mpo 200 million because after ECG say ya disconnect to what disconnect say nipa na no afa kwati kwan foforo so no enya meter na sa 100 million kana say bi wa begu ho no eno aba be ye aban eka the possible illegal connection nipa dodo na nkasa so eye efa sa distribution lines ni mu no and the sa ade we ebe kabom ebe ka transmission ho a let us per every 100 cities of energy I are generating, we and phantom what can meet.
Yeah.
Almost there about 68 to 70 Ghana cities and the coal waste. And the Enya was the Kasano about 30 Ghana cities.
Yeah.
It is a Kobas Hadia. Net the Biano, I was saying to me at 2 bonim, send a bear, sir. 30 say pijama na so betua more na etumi na baby no etumi cover for some of the losses and no necessary yet Ghana and no we asema both MPP ni NDC fo nyina enim then so ye ba say ye amanyosema instead the first adie ya asem kese eda Ghana fo so a ye betumi ahwe na ye sia no they are partisan politics. Now we are so maybe auto abamamia electricity no metum and meteso. And so what to abamana no baby after you know at two because on him reality at that one a channel. And maybe a cousin a political credibility is very, very important. Say you bet me no cry ama ye hone ankran na magana for etumi enya gidie we mu no eye adea ehia yi pa. And they say, ye per se, and you can ask them, ye to me a so ano precopedia. That eno prayer a woman, a idea, a baya what just one, or what's about to me a catcher Ghana for, a huno. Sasebu, a biana, ye pet to me in a day, like a can semony beer. Name will say, Enna, a seminal exhibit, the Ghana for Mumfantire, na yin sum, na yin to me, and manage ye. Send a bear your Dutch, a bit to me, aye. So you to me at the credibility and a peri rap politics media. And I may sure say Ghana for so any Paduanano, a benya gidi, a way you move, ama, a dear be about person, also 8 million washing.
Okay. Now what shall mra abane dia techi akwa parliament ya hihye homra na eno no eka bibi kire the sustainability of the policy ana.
You Mark, in terms of sustainability dear almost say when your first time ye pass emra and answer yes emra e wo Ghana ha ya she emra na bibri e ma dodo na no amampanyi aba akọ e de won sa asase as edu baby a na samra no abaya redundant depending on the period that we find ourselves. Me the enemy who say me my dream a 24-hour economy no enka ne pemu ya enka we don't need any legislation for it. What we say the 24-hour economy no purely hinges on demand and supply. And all that government does, and I say so we see the public sector economy. What government is supposed to do no is to facilitate, and I say abino bois Emma enyoma ankran edwuma ye ebehia etumi aye available enu bini the public goods and services that me can want them to say enyinam kanea abeye ade aye very essential now eye akwan eye ensure potable drinking water ene ni ekeka ho a aban no be hwese saa nyoma nyina no eye tax regime no ebebo ho a eda form jo no. You don't need to say I am passing a law for someone to go into industrialization because tell me try for you to say Ivory Coast, Morocco, Algeria, Egypt, South Africa, Ethiopia. Me not sure say any of these countries as Semrakiti be our friend say 24-hour economy and sana war to me attract investment. And the much needed industrialization and my there be and say papa one are buying any near a chemuko any near a waswo ebi egu akwema and twas papa and so a course so and nuntina amasa ameno wutina bibia wutina and me want to say you to me I knew me ya yeti won komo anopeya. It doesn't even matter whether there is a law, a legislation or not. No. Sa factors, in itself, no, a convincing instrument. And no ebema fapem se enfidijuma sem ene ankran o pese odu wo se enfidijuma sem no ebeye energy amo ene enunti no omo ebetoa so akoso ede won ho ahyem.
Okay. And Yabeka said you're walking, say be na etimaye more attractive. Na yade tutuma Yabeka was a by that day chairmo, the flagship program 1D1F, and I can't share him with say, na kebe juma ye. Near we say, or man for no, etimanya jumaye. We share 24-hour economy. And also, your man penny, what can't send be ni titiru, sem mebunu. Tens of thousands of youth, Ghanaian youth, ebenya ejumaye. Ani etetene sa, but say beya yebemu the reality. And also na akwakwa yesam foforo. It am say when nyina ya ade say ye de right?
Enokre. I want say baby me kasa say we Ghana ni na auto aba.
Yeah.
Emma eye omampanyi ene eye the party so we make Ghana so. And no interest as what to baby was civic responsibility no. A real.
Yeah.
A young kasa ya said and summer a year a bino a political party no. I want I see other form the government a bina 80 or minus no. And some more kind ya itina so enuntino ya de two aba emma a yes abino. Womu this one na idea ben role ena yen so ye betumi a play to say na emrebi a etwemu no eye omampanyi da kufa adoka say we should be citizens and not spectators. Idea dwuma ena yen so ye betumi edi within the governance architecture no enunti no ebema ye nyina ya realize the benefits of enoma our political party na informing a bind and also on na abeya a bind no or kind no obetumi aye. And no idea very, very important. Now eno na na emprebebrino you see civil society organizations and na a place our watchdog no. Na so osha yen Ghanaian political systems is here. This obi a sebio ompenokre and obeka otherwise. So osha the civil society nankasano have become active political players. And only the danger to our democracy and our governance structure currently. So civil society, able to me play a role here as independent, non-partisan actors, as watchdog and gatekeepers of our political governance and systems there. And yes, and near menu, idea, you bet to me hold the president, his government, and various ministers accountable. Na emprenum one day accountable ebema Ghana for. And the way so idea back one meka na mekatre yenyina, especially the civil society actors. We should play our role independently, irrespective of provocation, because we know adwuma wagye so na so say eno na abaye te say bio miniamak obi ese obedi osofo se unya ka se obedi osofo a you will not have it easy. It is a Jesus na ono na obewudi ye nyina no hwe animguase kora ewiase no egu no edi ku no ansa na wo begye safa ahudi na amawiase enti so ka so be osofo a emfa hu so obi bedidi watem anasa obi no besere said esi when necessary wo ye no eno na wo ye sa na o ye civil society organization that gatekeeping and watchdog role and no na won so waji esi when necessary obeye and the end one the confrontation and disagreement people will have with you no and no emma won't turn it into a political watch animal you will still have to be resilient and play your role as a political non-actor. What would say? You provide constructive criticism and direction alternatives when needed, but not when you see civil society leaders and members taking active political positions in governance. So at the how do you critique the government when it is going wrong when you are already a member of that government? And the way a new man, you per se a new man abai akan the abbe and the HMO Yinano, you bet to me a monitor, not yet to me ashes the abai no senior or catch the Ghana for no. Sa and the organa. Miss Feminiano Ma, one adhere to when it is one mobile civil society organization, humanity, and the pay there, that preaching Kakri and the one dear, and what the one so would me a tino as a pen.
Okay. Dr. Frank Bano, and pay ye that's a sound near Dinkomo. Namin Jenny Dr. Frank Bano, or your lecturer at the development economist at Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. On the end of the day, abai 24-hour economy, Shishaya, Wama Yembra, Parliament, Adia to Madam Soma President, and Sa Ashasie, and Yebisa say, fine best in the befast way you may ye now boa or may, say, Babuni, you might seek a summons so to Gieno, etime a conkaim. Forward you, Jennifer 02011 62746 02011 62746. Ghana Muntie. Ghana Muntie,
Ghana Muntie, Ghana Muntie, Ghana Muntie.
Akoso ha. Yanko anyway, akoso.
Mr. McJerry, at the end of the day, one some dog kikan. Or say ECG 4. Senka omu hwena omu revenue no matimi agigi. Agigi ya. Agigi no enana ye kan ye ka say. Eno nti no omu de prepaid buy. Nti prepaid no ye tua system version
no sana. Wanya kane no.
Nti say omu be so omu che say postpaid any prepaid no. The yen the door so system nim. And I'm a relevant question. Because omu ka say omu de prepaid in eba. Nti prepaid na buy no. Omu pese omu che say prepaid no no so na. Postpaid no omu ye say postpaid omu de ma enyuma akese
ne. Bijitum say postpaid ni yes e bi wo but dodo say na account system.
Sa na mpese me.
It is your car revenue leakage na
hefa na nam.
Enam he.
Wonim say no kan illegal connection. Wonim say illegal connection ECG fo na nkasa workers no na illegal connection de ma yen na.
Sana ye tete say wo ma na ekọ.
Wo ma na wo ye ma yen. Se me pebia. Hefa na wasa meko. na say ya me ma contract energy commission wo ye adwuma ne saa ne ma nyina ya me ma mo contract wo ho eye ECG fo na mo de mo fa ntitiem contract for no mo ne kobo meters foforo na eba no en akwakoya te say amanyosem ti obi atumi kofa ne meter de ba ye ni Ghana ha say no mo ka say o makofa meters Togo fo yusu enu bi ne ye yusu o Ghana ha
I said, yeah, down here. Yes,
I'm to light Gusumani.
Now, they will cut to Gumpo. Ghana Standards Authority said about one thing. Ever can say Ghana ha ye meter no electricity meters no substandard. Na your mama say Ghana Standards Authority too. Na ubia said that meter be go menimu. Number catch say substandard. Why that is what we say ye
standardized meter. Na mita na timi afamu mita na timi afamu aba be piemu awie ama ye yusu no aba be ka kire se mita no
substandard
me ntia
me so say mita bi de bo kwabena fie ho
enya bi so bo mi so mi fie ho no Magari the issue is Ghana ye di agro by now I was say ye dwene solar ewia na ebogu no ebogu kwa 2 years ago, Magari me call Azerbaijan, the whole of Azerbaijan. Omu ben from Azerbaijan to Russia, a 2 hours drive. Oh, drive here. A 2 hours drive from Azerbaijan to Russia. Magari, area must ye can Russia, near can't baby a whole new pan. We Finland, ni Poland, near ya. Russia so another country a war hopa. It is so mind be beno. Azerbaijan America no Georgia beno. But Georgia cry the o ko ha eno no be fa pono so. E na wo de akọ. But ye ka o manya o ben Russia pa. Azerbaijan be 2 hours drive. O drive here. Sha wo ho. We an sheda mo. Because e ko eno na awo ni ho bebre. Enso wo ye mistake a obenya pneumonia. Unim say on my nimun ye can solar system ye koye ye central 425 and ye koye zoom lion de ye koye no ye can solar system solid enye say bia baby o Magari the whole of the country oh my ye solar e ho na ewia mo no e ho na ewia bohusa and they are utilizing sa ewia kakra na ebo no abra ye Ghana ha say yete ha say ewia timi bo sa na dem aye hyehye ewia timi bo sa ma edu anadwa ntumi na hwe climate change adie ya ye ko ye Magari yete Ghana ha ye nka ho asem ni nyina ka ho bi energy system ewia na ebo ukwa amono ne nsusu a awona ba snow to Inti awia na ebo no die ne de ye. Ye sori a ye se na crude bu aye den. Ewia se dwaman so ekosoro. No fancha me. Eyi we ya ye se fa yin gosi abra ye betumi anya solution. She bokina de ya ye ka ho asemi. Magari. Hwa asase yantam we da tifi do mantam. Anke betumi de aduan tosi. Ye irrigation system. Eyi sa ade bi na ka se ye ne friend say
the dams no
dams bi na one
village one dam I said in northern sector
ekosi sen Magari
the dams in the new yira
ekosi sen
dams na
you see sometimes ya na ye mu bi no see ye say ye ya na yeti payen ubenya headache and sanyoma we nyina wo ho eno no yenka ne amanyofoi oma betum futragu ye ni san se de anopani eken no mama oma say ye nyina adwen eti se nipa we wo say ye NDC na me wa NDC no a de MPP ni beka o de obi a onye party ni kura beka no pese obetie se we ni beka MPP ni so ye MPP ni no de NDC ye na nye de MPP so ye na NDC ni so se enye eno omo beba one be friend of propaganda. Na ya diatum. By the time I be chire mu, me say, Magari, our buying flagship program baako a ɛno nso ɛyɛ adwuma sɛ yɛn kokɔ nketenkete minimum nkrofo bia ɔmo yɛ bia ɔma bia
ɛno nso sɛ yɛpɛ results no
yɛpɛ results
sɛ yɛbɛhu sɛ nkokɔ nketenkete ɛyɛ adwuma a boost the poultry industry
the last year na me talk akokɔ wɔ NS ɛyɛ kan sɛ national service for no ɛhɔ na me kɔta akokɔ ɛhɔ ɛna na me kɔta akokɔ and every day okɔ a wobɛnya akokɔ ɔmo pɛ pork no ɔmo nya pork tɔ and wo de yɛmfa yɛgyina nkokɔ nketenkete a it is working nti yɛsrɛ sɛ ade no mo ya mum yɛ nyina yɛ hunu no kure wom and some of us yɛn sentrofo ni bi na ya na me blame ti sɛ de anopa wu educate yɛ no obi wɔ hɔ a ɔmpɛ education no ɔpɛ bo ayi yɛn kan trasa ne yɛn propaganda no kure na ɛwom ne yɛn fa nto nkyɛn
yɛn mo ma no
by magarie yɛyɛ mu bi de yɛbɛkɔ so aka no kure no de yɛnim no yɛbɛka agye sɛ de yɛnim
yɛn da ne butu no
no
yɛ da ne butu no yɛ ɔma no ne yɛ sɛ
no ɔma no yɛnim no yɛ metena hanka
yɛ kan na wɔ me betie na ɔma tie na so
mo so mbedi atamu ni atamu mu de mu di atamu a yɛpɛ mu de mu kan kyɛ sɛ akɔgye sika yɛpɛ mu kan kyɛ sɛ yɛmpa aban na sɛm yɛpɛ de mu bɛka bia but we will stand by the truth but yɛsra manyɔfoɔ no ɛna yɛn ya nneɛma manyɔfoɔ no timi twa ntorɔ kyerɛ yɛn a na yɛagye atom abra nokorɛ wɔ hɔ a yɛn nyina yɛnim sɛ nokorɛ no enie enso da bia na yɛte hɔ na yɛde nokorɛ no emoma ahyɛseɛ na yɛde ɛyɛ akata so. It is very wrong.
Okay.
Very wrong.
Meda say 800.9. I go kaka to asona.
A daily graphic de obokrata no. Daily graphic e de aba a watch say B5 plus for omo 24-hour economy no. Omo dimika kwakwa assign omo de omo hunte say omo plant no omo bie plant no for aka ho. Ama ze say mampanyi akwa bie plant no ama omo eno ho asem e wa ha sei. O say finance minister no wa order say omo crack down customs. O matena say ama eno cooking oil a ye free port aba be pie mu tracks makoma be say dumienu no eno ho asem e wo the daily graphic de wo krata ni mu enei a wo de aba na e kire ha say o say de kotoko return to winning ways omo ye nwene ye ho na mo de mfa ye yakoma ni agro saa ma me fa chronicle de wo krata no o say atoforcing exclamation mark e wo ha say atoforcing is mad ena no oka o say what threaten fire ene brimstone ni nyina no o say Ghana elusu sika Ghana elusu 85 million Ghana cedis ni nyina no ade aka no border no so ensemu asisi wo sika enwunu nyina akra no wo san keka nsem say ameno ho asem wo de aba wo chronicle de wo krata ni mu wo say akuani bi wa petition otumfo ni nyina ensem bi a ekokọ so say wo mo abrichi abunu system no ama eno ho asem wo aha mame for the daily guide the ubokrata no anopai ne wode aba wo see NDC 24-hour economy no said o musika kan no owura kwadwo opon kroma kire say wo mo dada mabunu no mabunu no mo nim say adwuma na ba ni na say hwe wo makọ sensan ho nkrata afekura no mo ba be rolling out say emu nsam no emu nna ho yie mfa mabunu nti ase de mabunu no wo mo adada wo mo kwan bebere so onumonyafo kwadwo opon kroma na eka saa asem wi Interior Ministry no womo the automated fire compliance safety system womo ede aba ama eno so ho asem no aba sanso na daily guide e bo amane se na wotwe mu beto odwa na wotwe baako no I to say weekend we ni na wotwe baako no na gama nchenya nkwanhia se mageri ya ya na ye kan ye gama nchenya nkwanhia na woje ayarehwe wo UGMC ye kasa ye ide nyame adom womo adesage no womo ayi no omo kyerese ono no nyame adom ne ho ye ne driver no na ne ho kan pa nti driver no ye good driver say enkwanhia ne ba no ono no mom ne side no de kokogye ye enti say driver no na ono sugu so gi ayarehwe na gama nchankasa de ye kasa nyame adom ne ho ye pa ye yi no ama ene daily guide de ho asem aba mamefa the Ghanaian publisher was see MPP for one internal elections no one more abo ho dawuru na Ghanaian publisher bo amane say Ghana Link wo ma clear wo mo kire say wo mo ta GR achi sa oil bi na yesi cast tracks makoma 12 no wo mo nko no mo koye hwehwemu wo mo de wo mo hu so nsa abrobe wo mo nko no mo koye hwe wo mo ta wo machi hwehwemu no munya fekofeko na meda ho a na afi ye hunu nukura
wonim sa story mami kona mene Samson Asaki ya Wingobit Importers and Exporters Association wo mo executive director ye no eni nkomo na yembisa no Samson Mache
Majibaso Majari.
Embo to say? Okay. Sansem ye see what pot. Say tracks beye edumi no 12. Loaded. Hey. Asaki na dey now ye. Loaded. No me gumu. Just say a 2 hour man ya hwere kwa be 85 million Ghana cedis. Ye bisa say na ebesi den na porti tracks no ma dodo say egum etima pie free porta etu ese wo mutua no muntua
aya some you majari aya some is you know as some it's time about the Bible from na minua paying John Jinapo. Announcement be say containers about 100 or 200 or whatever a year our tema pothole. Me the phone for storage no, na Ghana phone for storage no. Na say yeah expect we failed the country at the time with Yambimba Baka some any church because na we so ababa kaho ntimiji say this is the right opportunity because minimum and dinkita ho port horno is a security control area ufane mababa bitema porta before the ship or land or document be the shipping manifest or the kind of custom custom but it goes to our system called the ICOMS no. That super manifest is just like the aeroplane or Baba from our Accra airport. Now, or the camera, what we call air manifest. That air manifest now, another best to prepare airport authorities now. So, never the banner, it need this kind of logistics to be able to handle it. Passing as a banner, VIP room, VIP new, we will, maybe Prime Minister, we will, President, we will. Then they prepare all the logistics. So you cannot just come to the port and pick cargo out without passing through the process that is using the system. What time, who even work on the system? At what time did the person work the document? Who go and pay? Who even release the cargo? At preventive, only the last person custom your custom preventive, say police. They are the last person, even though custom officers work on the document, classification violation, you pay the duty, you come for examination, if they have to do full examination. The last person na contain no be no. Have they met all the prerequisites? Have they paid the duties, the fees and charges they're supposed to pay? Who is the authority officer to really have released that container to the preventive of those documents no? Before they allow you to go out. In fact, at that level, not just the preventive, you want national security SOA, almost more gate where custom preventives are working. And I'm sure I said Gabor also have their security at the same place. And so you cannot get the name of Habo Aira unless you don't want to call the spade. So I was happy when the minister said he would take decisive decisions. And people, they are culprit in it, and I want to support that statement by the minister. There are culprits. There are officers, could be both custom officers, both national security, both freight forwarder, and the importer. They must arrest. I was expecting by now they should have arrested somebody and interrogate them properly. You will see where the problems come from. However, we have heard the minister also says that no vegetables oil will come through our border. So I want to believe that this cargo that they said was 18 trucks or so, and they were able to track or arrest or impounded 12 of them are coming from the border and not from the port. If they are also coming from the border level, 18 trucks cannot smuggle through unapproved. The difference will come through where we have customs at the border at Ilibu. It could be Ilibu, it could be Paga, it could be Aflao and the rest. There are officers there. Somebody has compromised. Somebody has connived. Somebody just want to beat the system, deny country the needed revenue, and become rich overnight. And I am interested that the finance minister should not just make a lip service, but should follow up with, by now, they should have even form an ad hoc committee to investigate into the issue. We have seasoned custom officers who are on retirement. They are there. Some of them were very good investigators. Ofa Obia, John Vianney is there, Akono is there, Sidu is there, what do you call it? Crystal is there, and there's another guy. They are very seasoned professionals. They can constitute them to investigate and then come out with a very good report so that this thing will put to bear. And if the agent is the one who connive with them, the agent must be dealt with. It is the importer, they must be dealt with. It is the custom, the officers themselves who are active uniform service. I've been protecting custom all this while. By this, I cannot say all custom. But the one that has his hand in it should be dealt with it accordingly to the laws of Ghana. And I think that's the only way. The government must take swift action. 85 million Ghana citizens? No. You cannot give a dog a bad name and hang it by fingers. The port is porous. The port, Nema Ira. That means there are no people responsible for anything at the port. No, the port is a security control area.
Adeɛ baako a ayɛ yɛbisa ne sɛ wei ɛbaa ne sei no sɛ national security foɔ yi o wɔn tip off ɛna ɛkɔbaa sɛ yɛtumi kɔkɔkye saa tracks nti na kyerɛ sɛ ɛnka akyi. But the question is sɛ yɛtumi akyi bi a emu deɛ nso na wɔn faa mu a yɛn hu a wɔn faa mu kɔɔɛ ɛno nso ɛ.
And because they know the importer, that they should go into the system. If you get the importer, if you don't get the importer, they know the agent who work on the document. They will get the agent. The agent will bring the importer. Whoever masterminded to support him to do what they did, they will get them all. They should go after the importer or go after the freight forwarder who did the work.
Na your party Samson. Yebeka Professor Mills. And no sabre na nas expose.
Major Calmo this time.
Nani breya. I just aban be by your port one day, na ye bibi ewo. And they wish a doctor to force and finance minister. Said ye nani bre.
I don't want to say that maybe someone too from the top there hand is there. But I don't want to run to make those commentaries because I'm very, very matured in the job I'm doing. For 11 years, 12 years, very well matured. I'm a maritime person. Let the investigation come. They should not cover anybody. But I won't be surprised if this people even have someone at the top who's masterminding them to do what they did. I won't be surprised.
Okay. Yeah,
the mama say from above. There's not like above. But sometimes people say from above.
Dear Yanni
said, I'll be surprised if there's someone from above who has put his boys to do what they did. Everybody should be brought to book.
Oh, sir, yet to me and jump into hasty conclusions.
No,
but
that's what I said.
Yeah, that's right. But Anna, ya wawa in seminal, sir, we share the number of tracks. Now we share
the amount involved.
Exactly.
Ade wenya de bi a sabio.
Ayen kola
agro. Eno na ye de ne bubu no.
Ayen kola community crime. And me ka say I do not want to rush to jump to say something. But with this architecture, someone settling from above knows about it. If you get the four boys and they interrogate them, names will come. You may see big names. You will even see big names. You'll be surprised. What can I say? Is it January or February thereabout? Or is it December thereabout? There was something like that they've arrested oil in the zone enclave.
Yes.
They discovered oil and why.
Also be so. Make I
Say early, but I think around the end of 2025 or early, I can't. If you go back, we can see that there was this Hulibalu that they arrested. They did some operations, and they uncovered some oil with trucks. Who hands was in it? How do they dispose of those oil? Who buy those oil?
Asamo. Say ban na ye de to ye cooking oil so na ye the free na buy no as I want to mention anti as ye obechire mu a.
Any ban we are minister say if you are bringing cooking oil to Ghana, it must come to the port. And medical catch the port is a security control area. Neman to remember port na irasa. If you go to the ICOM system, it will tell you what time the Neman arrive here. It will tell you where Neman arrive maybe at 2 days or 1 week our MPS. If you know they call Golden Jubilee, maybe a few Golden Jubilee they call her. You pay Neman, this is the start working Neman. You never by this time. Even this time, maybe it is around 2:40 a.m. or p.m. It will tell you. Nipa or work on it, no, it will tell you everything. You can drill it in the ICOM system.
On say you see the day kra na ba ye. Nia ye tene so ya je normally be a free warehouses bi mu. Baby ya Libanese di bi. E wo mko normally be gugu ni fie. Sa na keka na ya ante wo hwie mu.
I say if they had, I'm sure they went onto the ICOMs and they tracked to know those who bought it and they made a trace. Besides that, people too were there and they knew this person came for it. The containers, they give a hint and the security follow up with intelligence and they got them. So same thing could happen.
Okay. Something on the pay. Yeah, that's enough. But as our becono, importers and exporters, 24-hour economy, or my penny, or the Nesasha say, I am bra. They say, Mucha no say, Quan Benz will be first for a year, Juma, because most so no man, I answer more crab keko, Moody Biko. It is a 24-hour economy, a year, Juma, say, if you do Numa Bibri, no more Kosua, Ubenya Binamodia, continue to send a Mucha anymore.
I think it's a welcoming news. Dear, I buy no. It really helped. Won't say by this time of the day, agents know if you want to fee and a joke, then they will start their work. If they would work on the documentation, pay the duty, pay the fish and charges. Now, about 10 p.m., then they go to the port and start to process and take the container out. But to make a port, you name 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And yes, those days, I got to call Golden Jubilee, I say, yeah, 4:45, they say, upon Dabi. They work 24 hours. What I can say,
MPS never ran 24 hours, Anna.
What was then was that MPS, you could have done the documentations and then come book. They were doing booking. But with this 24 hours, it is for everybody. It's open. Every terminal is working. Every line is working. Those times, some shipping lines will say they are not working. This time, shipping lines are working because it's a policy, it's a law. What they are saying. I'm sure you used to hear that you go to container, you go to drop a container, and the shipping line say, yeah, come. If it's Friday, container basic track and so on until Monday. When you come, you are paying them money, then you are paying the car for the return, for holding the car too as well. And so it used to be a cost. This time, only you can say what you say. And so yes, MPS used to do, but that was just for selective.
Okay.
There were certain hindrances that you cannot go and drop a container at any odd time. Now you can drop a container at any time. People like cannot tell you that we are not working. They have to have staff around to work with you. And to import authority cannot say we are closed. Like we go to Golden Jubilee to take a container around 4 p.m. In the day, and they will tell you we are upon unless no, it's nothing like that. You go to reefer container, they say after 5, they say upon. You cannot do that. You go to car park to receive one, then they say the staff are closed. No, this time around you can't do that. Everywhere is working 24 hours. So there's difference.
All right.
What I will say, is, which I intend to pay a visit to a courtesy call to the IGP. If you go to Philippines or Cambodia, they operate 24 hours. Now they have the police. You will not even see the police. They had this private security. They train them, they arm them, and every corner, every restaurant you go, you see them. They are well armed with guns, with pistol, side arms, or AK-47, and they are there. The way they even dress, if you see them, you think that they are police, and they don't joke. So and cameras are everywhere. Everywhere you are moving, they are seeing you. Already we have cameras. Government have tried to do the installation. I think the previous government, they did the installations of the cameras. You can see the cameras. But in terms of night, the security is not that. So you need the private security to augment. So, in this country, we have the private security owners. You will contract them and you pay them, like, say, 3,000 or 4,000. Then they will go and give the guard 800 or 500. You demoralize them. Then if you train such a person, give such a person an arm, he will use the arm to go and cause armed robbery, isn't it? But their eyes should go there. If government will need them to be augmented, if they say you are paying them 3,000 or 6,000 a month, they should make sure that money goes to the security officer. What they will pay you as a security company owner for a fee, then it's a fee that they're paying you. But you don't go and sit on the interest of the person to demoralize them, and they'll use the weapons to do harm. I was in airport. A lot of the cars there are private. Once in a while, then you see the police themselves, and they come around. And so that is what we should put to do.
Okay.
Because our police alone cannot be everywhere. Then the depression will kill them. Then quite apart from that, if you go to like Kenya or Rwanda, in the night, they have the military officers in strategic areas, strategic installations, like our market. Even though we have a civil watchman, you have the military people in the market. These days our markets get banned. We don't know, they don't even know who caused it. But we know that soldiers are there in some of the big markets, strategic areas, government installation areas. That will also be safety for us. So 24 hours must work with safety. And that is what I think we should be able to be looking at. So defense ministers should be able to develop something of that sort. And with interior ministers to make sure that at least some of our bigger markets in the night, we have these military people patrolling there.
Right, madam say any a year was over there with the Abraya. Samson Asaki a wingo bit. Yeah, that's
Ghana, Ghana, you present Ghana on front to my papa.
Better say no.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no. Hwem so betumi a. Hey, now beka. Ya John to mami ensa duku portmanteau. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibian so beri ni waware ni a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. We dan kwanu tumu ho. Me be mo anu so hye kura dia ka ho. Wo hade e wapi ho. O ka se batete e da fom won.
This way chocolate drink.
Kra cha be pe baba aware yi. Ye fi ase this way chocolate drink ya sorry anopa no ne yenom ye bi hye fridge nom no se snack ye nya hoho a no ne de serve wo mo ye didi wie ne ye pe bibia bogu ya de so a this way chocolate drink ne yenom and this way no ti ano a he se kire wom kokoo wom brick wom bibia wom ade wo hia ne so se
this way chocolate drink
de wo hia ani so se
FDA ahwehwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye
cool, fresh and trendy with a new look. Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Natural mineral water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie.
Ghana Montie Sunia will need 100.90 and then 7 degree upon a Sunibia Babeke. And yet the 24-hour economy, President Eden Sasha Sia Day. I shall see a year Juma our young man with the Yabisa say, quite best never fast one man I attractive. No Susu Saswana Papa, Ediama or mine na my sika some the Jan and I so that Mebunu etimenya Juma a year. Yellen Keno with the cost of electricity utilities, especially electricity. Our young man and the Yabisa which are the energy sector. How do we strengthen a utility? No say a buonu pobeti me aba form. Now Buama 24-hour economy no etime ejina na nine so. Na enweche no so ne ye hwe tracks no mo se ye 18 dem 12 no mo che ye say tracks yi nyina no enroama a wo mo yi free port wo no tax e se o mutu o mantua so be 85 million Ghana cedis. Finance Minister Dr. Keslato Forsen ebu afu customs for cry je se ono mo hia ye putupuru ma anya asem ketewa ye bisa se Wamo se wamo ba be ye nhwehwemu e de afa ho nti ye de ne ye hwe ne mo se nhwehwemu no betimi akapcha e de na ye hwe ne mo se nhwehwemu no betimi ye de abre yen se be ye na obi nkoyi no ama wo ye port ne ye pesika ne ye de abo me ho bra na sika na kwakọ first bo akwan eno so e da ye pono so a ye hwe we ni sama hodo a ye di ho nkomo tomato traders wamo ekofa nto se de free Burkina Faso e de bra yen eni anamo a aban no etu enhyehyeye a ene agreement a yenya ne tie Ghana your foreign affairs ministry no ana Ghana ye ne Burkina Faso fo asan se beye na bambo ebekoyie de ama eye adwadifo ya wo mokofa ntosi eno so hyehyeye ben ana se den ene no so betimi ye free maba ma me fa messages ni bia Mesha Kasante ya di free masaman. Or say we are all the beneficiaries of the cocoa.